Welcome to the Ice Guys Betcast. We are live Thursday, June 24th. Ian Cameron with you. We will have Alex B. Smith in a few moments. We will have Jimmy Murphy in a few moments as well. We are ready for Game 6 of the NHL Stanley Cup Semifinal Series. The Vegas Golden Knights facing elimination, taking on the Montreal Canadiens at the Bell Center in Montreal. We are about 7 minutes away from the opening faceoff of Game 6, which will begin at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We are looking forward to it. Let's just tee up the game a little bit, get you set up, get you all the information you need to know before the game. Really, the biggest news today coming into the game was the goaltending situation for the Vegas Golden Knights and the decision by Peter DeBoer to go with Robin Lehner and not Marc-Andre Fleury in net tonight for Game 6 of this series, do or die with his team facing elimination. Look, Lehner played extremely well in Game 4. Nobody will doubt that. He played a very, very good game that night for the Vegas Golden Knights, made his coach look like a genius, not a dummy. And we were saying that. He's either going to look like a genius or he's going to look like a dummy, putting Lehner in Game 4 and resting Fleury. People thought, oh, was it because of the miscue that Fleury had at the end of Game 3? Was there another reason that perhaps he didn't play? But the fact remains, he went to Robin Lehner, and Robin Lehner delivered. He was very, very solid, very steady in net in Game 4. You could argue here and there that he didn't face a boatload of quality chances. You could say Vegas played well in front of him, but you still have to give Robin Lehner all kinds of credit. He played extremely well in that game, and now he gets the start here tonight. Chandler Stevenson made his return to the Vegas Golden Knights lineup in Game 5. We were wondering if that would be an improvement for the top line, get Pacioretty and Stone going. Pacioretty did score in Game 5, but kind of a hollow goal, if you ask me, because they were already down 3-0 at that time in the game. I still need to see more from that top line. You got to think Stevenson will be feeling a little bit better now with a game under his belt following that that absence due to that upper body injury. So I think you're probably going to expect him to play a little bit better tonight in this game. So I would expect that I think the Vegas Golden Knights will play a whole lot better. This is not going to be an easy closeout for Montreal. But at the end of the day, you got to put the puck in the net. You got to put the biscuit in the basket. You know, you got to stick the football in the end zone. You know, whatever term you want to use, you got to put points on the board. You got to score goals. And that's what the Vegas Golden Knights have to do, you know, tonight. And the effort could be there. The chances could be there. We've said that a few times about Vegas in the series. But unless they start to convert and unless they finally put the puck in the net, it's probably going to be something I'm going to have to see before I believe, which is why I'm on Montreal tonight. I'm on the third period over. I'm not on the total in the first period for the game. I've got a few goal scorer props, most of them Montreal. Caulfield at plus 500, Suzuki at plus 230, Toffoli at plus 220. Those are the main three goal scorer props that I like. So I'm keeping it light in terms of pregame wagers, and we'll get some things rolling in game. I've set aside the usual amount for the Betcast, so looking forward to seeing what live opportunities come across. Let's welcome in Alex B. Smith. They're singing the anthems. We're about 4 minutes away from puck drop. Alex, welcome in to the Betcast. Tell us what you think of this game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun and exciting game. Obviously, you know, this is huge for Montreal, a chance to close out this series at home. It's unfortunate that it wouldn't be, the full crowd. I remember Jimmy mentioning that the other day, that, you know, how insane this place would be. It would be, you know, what we saw in New York last night, you know, times probably 100 right now if it was a full attendance. But the fans that are there, you'll hear them for sure. They're going to make their presence felt. And this is definitely a spot. Now, you know, this Vegas team, you know, somebody else was talking about it on a different show earlier where they said, you know, the way they had to beat Minnesota, a team that has always given them trouble during the regular season since their history, taking them to 7 games, then, you know, having to come back and have that great performance against Colorado. It just seems like, you know, the air has kind of deflated out of this Vegas team. You know, the offense has been lacking. 8 of the 11 goals have come from the defense. You know, there's some guys who are playing that seem to be banged up, and, you know, that's kind of what people are thinking, the rumblings about Mark Stone being, just, you know, disappearing, like you say all the time, can't find him with a telescope in the series. You wonder maybe he's dealing with some kind of a more serious injury because everybody's banged up, but maybe there's something more serious than we're led to believe or that we know about that's keeping him from playing at his top potential. But on the flip side, this is a Habs team. Listen, it's not a fluke anymore. This is a team that's playing legit hockey. They've got a world-class goalie. The defense is stepping up. They're getting goals, contributions from different lines every night. That's what you need. They have the blueprint right now to win series and possibly win a Stanley Cup. So for them to win tonight, I think they will take care of business here. I like them. I got them to plus 125. That's the only thing I have as of right now. I'll be jumping in with some more stuff, obviously, as we're on the Betcast right now. But I think the Habs will be able to take care of business and put away. And the fact that, it's Leonard and net, you're wondering, okay, now here we go again with the Leonard Fleury, controversy that keeps going on in Vegas forever. Now we got to see, can he step up once again and force us to a game 7? I don't think it's not, his fault or Fleury's fault. It's the offense. Both goalies have played great. You can't blame Fleury for letting up 3 goals. Okay, fine. Yeah, they're playing a good team, but you got to answer back with 3 or 4 goals of your own if you're going to want to win and keep pace. So, for Vegas fans, do not blame the goalies, whatever happens tonight. The goalies have been playing their asses off all year. It's the offense that has really been the detriment for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, can Marc-Andre Fleury score a goal for them? Can Robin Leonard score a goal for them? No.
Nope.
They can't help in that regard, unless you want to go rewind to Marty Brodeur in the 90s when he had that incredible play, but that's with the net empty at the other end.
Right.
During a game, they can't help you score goals. So from that standpoint, it's on – who it's on. It's on Pacioretty. It's on Stone. It's on Marchessault. It's on Smith. It's on Carlson. Those guys have 1 goal between them in this entire series. Think about that. We played 5 games in this series, and there's 1 goal among that group of 5 forwards for the Vegas Golden Knights. It's the guys they count on. It's the guys they play the most minutes. It's the guys that play on the top 2 lines, the top 6 forward group. They have to be the ones to get the job done. Simple.
Yeah, absolutely. And you wonder if it's, because of the fact that they're worried so much defensively, like I said, we talk about this all the time during the regular season. Teams get so cautious about not letting up a bunch of goals that it takes away from how they play their offense. And, Vegas was a much more faster team in the regular season. And, you wonder if they kind of deviated from their game plan a little bit, and it's really kind of hampered how things have rolled, especially with a Montreal team that, they're naturally defensive minded. So when you try to play, a style outside of your own, that can lead you into getting in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And Brian Watson in the chat asking, the streets are full, I bet, in Montreal. Yes, they are. It is a rabid atmosphere. Whatever precautions most major Canadian cities were taking with the pandemic, distancing and all that stuff, it's been basically thwarted tonight and ignored. But for good reason. I mean, the city's about to, blow up tonight if they somehow win this game, finish this series tonight, and advance to the Stanley Cup final. I mean,
crowd right now on TV.
Yeah, it's right downtown there. There's La Cage au Sport, which is a big-time bar near the Bell Center right there, right near the arena. That whole, commercial area right there is just flooded with Habs fans, Habs jerseys. One guy was there in the street raising this inflatable Stanley Cup over his head and then pounding himself in the head like 10 times with it. Glad he hasn't had too much to drink yet, because hopefully there's not another object that he's got in his hand later in the night that he's pounding himself in the head.
Right.
We could have a dangerous situation on our hands. But that's right. It's nice that he's doing that now with an inflatable Stanley Cup. Hopefully he keeps it to that, though, for sure. But it's a crazy atmosphere. Like it's absolutely bonkers. The streets right around the arena are absolutely packed. It's weird. Just about to drop the puck here.
Well, just like last night, I'm sure you guys talked about it on the show today with the Islanders, the fans, the way they celebrated the overtime when throwing the stuff on the ice, which was just the weirdest thing. And the first thing I thought about when I saw it was, oh my God, good thing Tampa Bay didn't win that game, because it would have turned into a really ugly scene. It definitely would have been throwing a lot more stuff, and it would have been aimed at some of those players, wearing the blue jersey. So, thankfully it didn't get out of hand, but it was a weird scene. Obviously everybody was just completely fired up the way they came back to win that.
Yeah, incredible scenes, incredible atmosphere last night. We are, by the way, now underway with Game 6, Vegas-Montreal, just 30 seconds in. Looks like there'll be a face-off in the neutral zone after a wayward puck going out of play. But, yeah, that atmosphere was nuts last night. And Jimmy and I had talked about it earlier today on the show with the beers. They were just flying, beer cans flying onto the ice there. at the end of the game. And I don't mind them. I know it was some ode to the building, just in case this was the last time they played here, and just like here's to the Nassau Coliseum, and we'll throw our empty cans on the ice. But still, your own team and your own players of the team you're beloved fan of, they were out there on the ice celebrating the overtime goal at the time. He could have been hit with a couple of those things, and it could have been something pretty bad, actually.
And what's interesting is, I'm like I said, I've only been to one sporting event since the pandemic. I went to a Sox game about a few months back, but I didn't realize that there were arenas that were having cans. That was usually a thing. Your beer came in cups. They wouldn't, if you got bottle pop, they wouldn't give you the caps for things like this. So I thought that was really interesting that they were serving cans. You might change that policy after what happened. So.
Yeah, they definitely might. And Anthony Beauvillier is basically fearing and scared shitless doing the interview after the game. Like, he's just hanging out in the tunnel there. Like, he's just hanging in the tunnel where he's protected underneath there. And you could tell just the look on his face. He's like, geez, I'm actually kind of concerned that if I'm stepping out, I'm sitting on the bench like most players do for those post-game interviews on NBC, on television. They just sit on the bench. He's worried he's going to get hit with something flying at him from the crowd. So
I remember hearing stories about old Chicago Stadium where, back in the days they still served, bottles and things, and stuff would run down from the upper deck and that place. And thankfully they had a tunnel that went downstairs for the players to get out of there. But that's kind of what that scene reminded me of. Seeing some old clips from Chicago Stadium in the 80s.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat, by the way. Interaction with the chat is great. How we feeling? Martial arts fan, Brian Watson, Ninja 13, Combat Sports Buff, Craig Brack, who's a big Habs fan. I've seen Craig Brack in our Ice Guys chats before, and he's been go Habs go, so he's definitely a Montreal fan. Let us know, Craig Brack, if you want on the Betcast tonight. We want to have Montreal fans, especially if you're a Montreal or Vegas fan, a fan of one of these teams. All the more better to have people like that on our Betcast tonight. Get the emotion going and the passion amped up a little bit. Turnsey, Dylan Turner, hope you're still on the mend. We know you had a little accident there a couple weeks ago. If Montreal wins, I'll streak down my street tonight. You guys want videos. I don't know about that, but you can respectfully decline. Sounds like you were bet something with somebody that was a Habs fan, and that if they won this series, you'd have to do that. That's what it sounds like to me there, Dylan. But nevertheless, good to have you at Mr. R, Olaf Fubb. Someone in the chat asking, it was Combat Sports Buff. That's right. What's the play? Yeah. Just in case you're just joining late, Montreal full game money line. I'm on that right now. I've already bet over 1.5 third period in this game, minus 145 pregame bet. So I am on that third period over. Goal scorer props that I have are Caulfield plus 500 at Bet365 with him. Incredible price. I couldn't believe that. Toffoli plus 220 and Suzuki plus 230. Might add a couple goal scorer props. I want to add some Vegas props just in case, a miracle happens and they start scoring some goals in this series. But I want to see signs of them getting some chances and some real pressure on the Montreal defense and to get that forecheck going. Because I'll be honest, Alex, Game 5, how many times did you see speed through the neutral zone and a rush chance for Vegas? You didn't. And that's been the thing. They have not been able to just get themselves going against this just stifling checking of the Montreal Canadiens. It's body position, it's stick position, it's the team working as a 5-man unit on every shift. The forwards all of them are back checking with fervor right now, and it's been difficult for Vegas to navigate that.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it was an errant high stick. It's put Montreal on the power play in this, so that's not a good start for Vegas.
No. Yeah, you want to get your offense going. Here's a helpful tip to get the offense going. Don't take penalties, okay? Don't end up in the box. That's a good start. So Montreal with the first power play. They're on it right now, trying to set it up in the zone here. Montreal's power play, which has been a couple years ago, it was not good. Last year it had its ups and downs. This year it's been better, I think. I think Alex Burrows has helped the power play a little bit this year. For the Montreal Canadiens, his inclusion on the coaching staff, because he's really been the guy that's been overlooking that Montreal power play and coaching that unit and that group up this year. And I think he's helped them a little bit with that. I find their breakouts are better. I think they're a little bit more movement, too stationary they were before in the offensive zone. So I think you do have to lend a hand to Burrows for helping out with that quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's the most impressive thing about what's going on with the Habs, that with Ducharme not being there. The assistant coaches have really had to step up, and that's a good sign, to see.
Yeah, Luke Richardson, who's actually been around the block. He's been a coach and assistant coach in the NHL now for a good few years, and he's handled this very well. Sean Burke and Alex Burrows, the other two. Sean Burke's the goalie consultant. He's basically working as an interim assistant coach right now until they get Ducharme back, and it looks like he's seamless, the transition, even having him behind the bench, and he's basically got no coaching experience. So everything's working for Montreal.
It's interesting with Seattle finally getting their coach, Dave Haxtell. Arizona is one of those teams that still need a coach. Maybe they're looking at picking one of these two guys up, potentially one of the three guys, potentially, and giving them that shot as a head coach. That could be a possibility.
Yeah, that is definitely a possibility. I'm hearing some big rumblings now that not for a head coach, but that Bruce Boudreau could be an assistant coach for the Leafs and fill the void left by Dave Haxtell, because Dave Haxtell was on the Leaf coaching staff with Sheldon Keefe last year, and apparently Sheldon Keefe and Bruce Boudreau know each other. So keep your eye on that. We might be seeing a Bruce Boudreau assistant coach for the Leafs. Apparently, there's the rumor well has started firing up again on that front.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Plus, he's a Toronto guy. If there's one place where Bruce Boudreau would forego being a head coach again and just, let me just be an assistant here for at least a few years. Then maybe if there's a head coaching opportunity, I'll take it. But the one place he'd be willing to coach as an assistant would be Toronto, of course.
Yeah.
He's a Toronto guy, and I think played for the Leafs briefly way back in his playing days. So definitely would be a good fit for him. Good job by the Vegas penalty kill. They killed off that first Montreal power play. 14:40 to go in the first period. Vegas trying to get some pressure again, though. That's the series right there. Vegas tries to get something going in the offensive zone, blocked shot or hits a stick, can't keep the forecheck and can't keep the puck in the zone, and now they got to recalibrate. That's been the whole series, especially the last few games. Vegas working it back in again. Good shot, but stopped by Price. Not much traffic there, so pretty easy save when Carey Price is playing the way he is.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're about 10 seconds ahead of me tonight.
Really? Oh, yeah. That's this moving target every night, every Betcast.
Yeah.
It seems like it's different. Some nights.
And once again, it's a USA broadcast here. It's not on NBC Sports Network. So there's definitely a timing delay between those two networks.
Are you kidding me? USA's got this. It's not. They can't even put this on NBCSN.
Oh, no. Not with the U.S. Olympic trials going on.
Oh, yeah, they've basically given up on hockey, man.
Yeah,
they've mailed it in for months now. This network, this.
I'm curious to see. I would like to think maybe one or two of the final games will be on NBC, the main network, but who knows at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. Dylan, I appreciate that. You're right. It's a hockey show, but if you want to mention, one of my baseball bets starting out nicely, I wouldn't say no. You can't do that. I always, especially when it's going well. But yeah, Pirates and Cardinals, apparently good start with the over there. Good to know. All right, so we're 6 minutes into the game. 3-2 the shots in favor of the Golden Knights so far. Not really a threatening chance so far in this game. And to be honest with you, not surprising. I figured this could be a tentative, low-scoring start. And I actually did lean to the under in this particular game in the first period. But you know what I'm like with under 1.5 at whatever it was. It was like minus 145. I even saw minus 150. In some spots with that. That's just too rich for my blood on an under when all it takes is one goal, in the next couple of minutes, and then you're sweating it out for the last half of the period. So, but I kind of thought we would see a cautious, tentative start, and it's kind of looking like that's exactly what we're getting.
Yeah, a bit of a feeling out process, and that makes total sense when you see that. We're probably going to see that tomorrow as well in the Game 7 with Islanders and Lightning.
No doubt. What did you make, by the way, since we haven't even talked. We didn't even get a chance to talk about the hire for Seattle on the show today. But what did you think? I was surprised by it. I really was.
I was too.
I didn't even know he was on the radar to be a candidate, let alone get the job.
Yeah, I didn't. The way that things ended with him in Philly, I didn't think he would ever. I thought he would just kind of stick around as an assistant in different places. He's more of a defensive-minded guy. Like I said, I was just stunned that Seattle passed on Gerald Gallant. Just considering how well he did with Vegas, you think that would have just been the natural fit to have him once again be leading an expansion team. So it'll be interesting to see, and it'll be interesting to see how Haxtell rounds out his staff as well. But like I said, I said it a couple of years ago. I don't think Seattle's going to have the same kind of success that Vegas had right out of the gate. So obviously that remains to be seen once the expansion draft takes place. We'll see how the roster fills out. But, I think the Vegas, that's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So they're going to have to go with their growing pains. But we'll see, what kind of identity they develop with Hacksaw running the show.
Yeah, it didn't end well in Philadelphia, but you can't hold that. This is a new opportunity. He deserves another chance if the team feels he's the right man for the job. If Ron Francis clearly likes him, so we'll give him a chance here. But it's tough assignment. I think there's a lot of pressure now on him because of what Gerard Gallant in Vegas did in that first season. Every expansion team moving forward in the NHL, they're going to be judged a lot more harshly moving forward. Like Seattle fans, and if Quebec gets a franchise in the next 5 to 10 years and they suck in the first year, fans aren't going to be as forgiving in that first year anymore because they said, well, look at what Vegas did back in 2018 or whatever it was. Look what they did with that team.
That's the thing. It's completely unfair. Let's go back in the 90s and look at all the expansion teams that came through. They all were absolutely horrific, especially in the early 90s. Ottawa, San Jose, Florida was the lone exception. They, took them a couple of years and they, made it to a cup final. But more often than not, you're going to struggle with the expansion team. That's just the way that goes. It's been like that, in all sports throughout history. So, people should cut some slack with Seattle if they do start off bad, especially in the division they're in. We're going to see some turnaround. Obviously, they're going to be playing Vegas. They're going to be playing LA, which I think is going to be a better team, getting back to, Calgary and Vancouver. So it's going to be interesting to see how the division shakes up. Like I said, people should, kind of take this first couple of years with a grain of salt. It's not going to be the same thing we saw with the Golden Knights.
No, exactly. I think people now may be expecting the Vegas Golden Knights now to become the new norm for these expansion teams in year one. No, I still think that could be the exception to the rule, the anomaly, long term. Definitely. I mean, so you basically bet the no that Seattle will be in the Stanley Cup final next season is what I'm saying. I mean, I'd be floored if that happens and lightning struck twice again for the expansion franchise in the very first year. And plus, we don't know who the roster is. We've got to wait and see what the and Vegas just hit the jackpot on so many of those expansion draft players that they were all collectively motivated. They all got the most out of them. And I think Gallant's coaching had a lot to do with it. Can Hackstall get the most out of his guys like Gallant did? That's the thing. Gallant got the most out of every single player on that roster, especially that first year. Can we bank on Hackstall doing that? Do we have a track record of him having success doing that? No, we do not. So it's a different situation. Yeah.
And it's funny. I was actually looking back at an interview I did right before that season with Vegas and the Las Vegas Journal. And I said, well, they won't be finishing in last place. That was the direct quote that I had. I had no idea that they would have the success that they did. But I think Seattle, like I said, it's probably going to be a rough go for them.
Yeah, no question. It'll be fascinating, but still work to do here for the Seattle Kraken. Well, by the way, we're going to have some kind of show on the Ice Guys podcast form and on YouTube for the expansion draft after it takes place. We'll definitely have a recap. We'll give our initial thoughts on the roster, what kind of team they could be in terms of, is it going to be a team that's going to score a lot of goals? Is it going to be a team that maybe struggles to score a lot of goals? What's their goaltending going to be like? All that stuff. We'll do a whole big time show regarding the analysis and synopsis of that initial roster after the expansion draft. So
that's going to be key too. Are they going to be a team that's looking to get a number one goalie that they can ride most of the year, or are they going to go with the two tandem, system that most teams have adopted now?
Yeah, which is big, and I think more and more we see in the 2021 era of NHL hockey, having two reliable goalies that you can put in there and you have confidence in either one to get the job done. It's important right now.
It's incredibly important.
Incredibly important. So many teams now. I find there's not as many teams anymore where they just rely solely on one goalie and only one goalie throughout the season, and especially in the playoffs. Look at this Vegas team as a perfect example. Look, they Fleury and Leonard. And look, they just flashed up on the Hockey Night in Canada broadcast that Fleury and Leonard rotated and alternated starts in the final 25 regular season games. So that tells you all you need to know. I mean, they just went back and forth between the two, at the end of the regular season. So you talk about using two goalies and relying on and counting on and having confidence in two goalies. Vegas is your prime example.
Yeah, and look at the Islanders as well. Sorokin having to step in, he's played, very well. And so it's a thing that, the playoffs, obviously you want to ride a goalie. Montreal and Tampa Bay, they're riding their number ones, as far as they can. But some teams, they're just going to have to adapt and use that 2-goalie system. And I think that's going to be the way the league is going to, moving forward. More teams are going to have that system than not.
2-on-1 rush Vegas. Oh, off the side of the net. It was a really good chance there for the Vegas Golden Knights on a mini 2-on-1 rush. And I don't know. I don't think Price even had to make a save. I think it went off the side of the net. And by the way, you want to wonder why Vegas can't score? I saw in the last shift, and I made sure I remembered it so I could talk about it. William Karlsson he's got the puck in it, and that's why he's had a terrible series. He's got a chance to get the puck to the net, maybe look for traffic, look for a rebound. Instead, he does this button hook and a blind backhand pass that gets turned over, and Montreal goes the other way. That's why you're having trouble scoring goals. Pucks to the net, man. I mean, your season's on the line here. Now, this is a must-win game. Your season's done if you lose tonight. How about you fire rubber at Carey Price and see if one goes in? You're never going to know if you can beat the goalie and score if you don't put a puck on net.
And, we talk about this all the time. Teams that are offensively talented, they sometimes get into this lull of sorts in the sense of, trying to be too cute and fancy. They don't simplify things. And in the postseason, more than anything, you have to simplify your offense sometimes. Like I said, get pucks on the net, get traffic in front. And that's the thing. That's, some teams that have a bunch of skill struggle with that, where the teams that are a bit more balanced don't have as much offensive talent. They know they can't get away with doing that, so they have to, kind of, naturally play things, in a more simplified style.
Yep. Oh boy, Caulfield joining the rush just now for Montreal, and Leonard just made the save, but it was a shaky save. It's like it went off his glove, and it almost hit his glove and bounced in the net behind him. That was a very, very a little bit of a shaky moment there for Robin Leonard. We'll see if that's just a one-off or a sign of things to come. It's one of those saves he just made where you think, boy, is this guy going to have his A game tonight? Right. It was a shaky one, but he kept it out.
Let's see.
All right, so we're about just a little past halfway mark of the first period, 9.5 to go, opening period. Montreal's played or Vegas, I should say, is actually pretty good defensively for the most part. Slight edge in shots, not much, 5-3, although the Canadiens just put one on net. Easy save for Leonard. Looks like we're going to have a TV timeout with about 9 minutes to go first period, still scoreless. And this is why I was not really all that excited about a lot of first period live betting action tonight, because I figured this was going to be slow, methodical, very, very trepidatious, cautious, tentative start. And that's exactly what we've seen. I said the first period is probably going to be 0-0, 1-0 at most. And that's why I said probably second period we'll start looking. Look, I know, Alex, you took advantage of a second period over last night with the Lightning and the Islanders. We'll have to see how this period finishes, but even if it ends 0-0, but you see signs of there's more offensive pressure, there's a greater forecheck going on late in the first period of this game, maybe that's a sign that maybe things might start to open up a little in the second.
Yeah, definitely. And last night was a bit different. Things were opening up a ton offensively. We just didn't see pucks going in. So that's what led me to bet that second period over. But yeah, this is definitely one of those games where it feels like the offense will, more than likely come later in the contest as the coaches and players make adjustments. Yeah,
exactly. As I said earlier, and on the show today, this afternoon, I've already locked in third period over, which is automatic for me in a playoff elimination game for the most part. Even after last night where it fell short, the third period over, because obviously the Lightning tied it up. And once that happened, you knew it was probably a good chance there'd only be that one goal.
Right.
But still, for the playoffs, we're looking at a pretty solid 14-6 record for playoff elimination games to the over 20 instances. So still pretty good, 70%. You'll take that. Most years, if you have an angle at 70%, you're pretty happy definitely with the results. 14-6 for those playoff elimination game overs so far in the playoffs this year.
Mine was 155. I got lucky with a good price yesterday, but it didn't cash. Today, 155 is a bit steep, so I stayed away from it.
Yeah, definitely. They're starting to. They are adjusting a little bit more with those pregame third period totals, because I remember there was a -140 that you got with the
yesterday
third period over.
I was stunned to see that, and like I said, you have to shop around because some books just don't even offer it anymore. Or they were offering it in the first round, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. So hope maybe they'll be back for the Cup final, but Books have been kind of taking a beating with some of those second and third period overs. Obviously we talk about the first all the time, but once people, Chris Otto and a lot of other people start tracking the second and third period totals, books really didn't know what to do as far as adjusting them. They just juiced them out, or they just stopped offering them altogether.
And Chris Otto is a must follow on Twitter. If you're into betting totals and period by period totals, you needed to be following Chris Otto months ago. It's the end of the season now, but at least follow him now so that you're ready for next season in case he's tracking and registering all of that information. First period over-unders, second period, third period, full game, all that stuff. He's got it right at his disposal, and he's tracking it throughout the season. So good stuff there. We got Jimmy Murphy from his local bar and pub. With that,
guys, actually, I'm at home. I got McLean's Pub behind me right here. This is the scene. This would be the scene, unfortunately, because of COVID restrictions in McLean's right now. Everything is outside for them on the street, which is pretty cool, though. I saw some pictures already from there. So, yeah, no, I'm at home, guys. I decided to watch it here because if the Canadiens win this, I have some futures that could really pay off right now. So I'm focused in right now.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jimmy, in that regard. I mean, I've already got the two big bets for me in this round have already come in over 5.5 games in both series. Thinking that's just insane. Yep. Yeah. And the small over 6.5, Jimmy, came in already now for the Islanders, which was like plus money, plus 150 for over 6.5 games. Yeah. And now that's going to game 7. And I shouldn't say I'm cheering for Vegas tonight, but the over 6.5 in this series, which I did bet, was plus 180. That's a heck of a price. So it's a great price. So the ultimate result for me would be Vegas winning tonight and then Montreal winning in game 7 in Vegas. I would like that quite a bit, but we'll
the
have to
ultimate
wait
result
for
me,
that.
I think I've mentioned it to you guys before. I've got the Islanders making it too, and I picked that as my cup final at the beginning of the playoffs. So I could potentially hit 1583 on that, and that would be nice.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Wow. That is nice.
I don't know, guys, right now, I got to say, I mean, it's to be expected. I think Vegas obviously is going to come out, give it their best. It's do or die for them. Montreal looks a bit nervous to me. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, they're a bit timid.
Yeah, a little tentative. I agree. They haven't been taking the play to Vegas so far. Their last power play, they just got another. That's a bad penalty by Pietrangelo.
Yeah,
he knows better than that.
Another bad. That was the first one was a bad one too. The first one was just a random high stick. Guy just kind of lifted his stick right in the Montreal player's face. So
and that's it. You and I were talking about him earlier today, right? It's saying if there's going to be a guy that's going to get the win for Vegas, it's him. But so far, he's not playing disciplined hockey.
No, that was a needless penalty. That's the word for it. Needless.
Yeah.
And in a game of this magnitude, and you're an important defenseman, you're out on the penalty kill every time. So, it takes one of your better penalty killers away. But so far, so good for Vegas. They've thwarted the first shift of this power play and cleared it down the ice. Minute and 20 seconds left in the power play for Montreal. Still waiting for the first goal. 5-3 the shots in favor of Vegas. So, like I say, a tentative first period. I figured it would be, and that's that's why I said on the show today. The only over I like is the third period. That's it, pregame.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. And I think too, obviously, like I said, you're going to expect that from Vegas, but Montreal, maybe they're looking at it saying, okay, we're going to sit back a little, take their best shot, and then we're going to go at them. That's a risky move, if you ask me. I don't know. I say go at them right from the get-go.
Put them on their heels and show them we're ready to end the series tonight.
Yeah,
and not give you that return flight.
For Vegas, it's
Montreal kept it in, and they scored. I think it's Weber from the point.
Yep, a quick screen right in front, and then obviously it's a hard shot.
I'm a little behind you guys.
Wow, you're behind Alex too, because Alex is a little behind me.
Right.
And I'll tell you, I took Weber to score last minute before the game.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Very nice.
Boom. He finally hit the net with a shot, and there was a screen in front. I don't think Leonard saw this. Here it is on the replay, Weber. There's the shot.
Who
in
didn't
front of the net.
Right?
Great screen by Kotkaniemi. Phenomenal screen right in front of Leonard. He's flashing right in front of Leonard's line of vision.
What a lazy play. What a lazy play, though, eh?
Yep. Wow. A point shot by Weber. And look, assist to Kotkaniemi for the screen. He was right in the eyesight of Leonard as that shot was going toward the net. Outstanding job by him. And look, our boy Andrew McGinnis, who actually we know, as you know, used to be on the Ice Guys, is a huge Abs fan. He's the guy that's been bitching all year. Shea Weber never hits the net. Shea Weber never hits the net with any of his shots. Well, he just hit the damn net at a pretty opportune time. He picked a good time to hit the net finally, didn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow, 1-0 Montreal. Now that's got Vegas thinking even more now. This is where the big guns got to wake up for Vegas. You need something now offensively. Stone Pacioretty, Marchessault, Smith, Carlson. Where are you guys? Where the hell are you? You're the guys that have got to make it happen now. But great screen by Kotkaniemi. I can't say enough about that. That's a young kid who's still learning, and he's got the wherewithal and the smarts to do that. Terrific. You love seeing that. But these young kids they're playing with some hockey smarts and hockey IQ. Kotkaniemi going to the net, Jimmy, and the first goal the other night, like he could have just stopped in the neutral zone or in the blue line and said, Anderson's rushing to the net. He's going to have that chance. But he went to the net just in case there's a rebound there, and it was right there for him, and he put it in.
Yeah, I mean, it shows. So see, and that's what I was saying. Like that's the tenacity, that we've seen from them that I didn't think we were seeing enough in the early going here. But they woke up there. But the thing there, though, I mean, that's just Vegas. That's just Vegas right now having a tough time. I mean, that's a bad mental mistake to handle the puck the way that you did there. And the Canadiens are the type of team that are going to make you pay, even if it's Shea Weber who can't hit the net.
I know that's really bad. That could be terrible sign for the Vegas Golden Knights.
I mean, when he scores, you're in trouble, man.
Yeah.
And I love Shea Weber. I think he's a warrior, but I mean,
No, absolutely. It's a good start for Montreal. We were talking about, things were not exactly flowing for them early, but again, and Vegas has themselves to blame. Look, it's hard to blame Pietrangelo. He's had a magnificent playoffs, but that was not a magnificent moment for him taking that penalty. It was just a dumb penalty, needless. Yep, undisciplined.
Stick the camera there.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. NBC made sure that they showed that about 500 times just now.
Oh yeah. This is the John Forsland, Joe Micheletti,
and Pierre,
right? And Pierre, the much maligned Pierre Maguire in the eyes of many.
But I don't guys know though I'm tight with Pierre, and I'll tell you, he texted me about an hour and a half ago, and you guys know I lived in Montreal, and he knows how much that city means to me. And he said, Murph, you need to be here right now. He said, you have no idea how crazy this city is right now, because it's a holiday there.
It is. It's St. John Baptist Day. Yep.
I mean, you guys don't understand. This is like a drinking day no matter what there. But now you have a playoff game. This has never happened in the history of Jean Baptiste Day in the NHL. There has never been a Habs game on this day.
Oh, he scored. Vegas. Wow. We've got a tie game.
Yep.
1-1, and it's Riley Smith, I believe, deflected the shot. Wow. And just like that, there goes the first period under. Wow. In the blink. Theodore shot, tipped by Smith right there. Perfect tip. Oh, off the inside of the post and in. He almost missed the net with that tip. But off the inside of the post and in.
But what
with the redirection. Great. Low shot.
That's a shot pass. Yep. That's the definition of a shot pass, guys.
Wow. Huge goal for Vegas. Huge. To settle the game down again, get everybody, feeling good, a little confidence on the bench. The huge goal right there for the Vegas Golden Knights. And we have ourselves a 1-1 game just like that. Huge answer for the Golden Knights. And look, one of the guys that had to show up finally and get it done, Riley Smith, one of your top 6. Good signs for the Golden Knights.
Hey, they came to play, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah, just a rare, tough turn of events there for Joel Edmondson. He just let Riley Smith get behind him a little bit and just didn't tie up that stick or knock him down, and there you go. But that was a good job by Theodore. Beautiful pass. Good job by Smith to be right on the right spot. Right there, side of the net for the tip. Shea Theodore, man, if you're the Anaheim Ducks, you wonder why you suck. You wonder why your franchise is spinning its wheels. Yeah, you leave a guy like Shea Theodore unprotected. That could be one of the reasons.
I agree with you, Ian. They had
but
a
then
lot
the hindsight's 2020. You don't know he's going to be that good back then either.
Well, no, and they had a lot of cap issues at that time, from what I recall. So, I mean, that's when it comes down to scouting and knowing your guys. But
yeah, absolutely.
Didn't Anaheim have like a lot of defensemen as well too? I think they had,
they were like 10 deep. Yeah, I think you're right, Alex. Yeah. I mean, they still have a lot of good. It's surprising how far they've fallen considering the talent they have on the blue line.
Yeah.
No, they did. Their blue line was really deep because Cam Fowler was just blossoming at that time. Yep. And they had the guy, Sammy Vatanen back then, and they had just a glutton of defensemen.
I'll tell you, guys, that's a team I would watch as we get closer to next season in terms of futures and stuff. You're going to get a lot, like really good value. And I have a feeling they're going to be very active in the off season here. And you could see some big moves from them.
Yeah, it's I'm surprised that Ryan Getzlaf stayed put there. That was kind of surprising, but maybe he's gonna be an Anaheim Duck for life. You never know.
No, he was willing to waive.
He is, yeah.
He was willing to waive to go to the Penguins, from what I heard.
Yeah,
he wanted to play with Crosby.
Yeah, just like his old friend Jeff Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, and of course Jeff Carter and Getzlaf know each other well. They played on Team Canada's. Yeah.
The Devil. I mean, there's a guy sitting on the bench that was on that team too, Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah.
And of course, then he did the same thing a year later that he did in this series.
Yep. Yeah, Jared. There's a new name in the chat. Jared Sealine, welcome in. But Jared Sealine, good point. What a tip! That was a shot pass. It sure looked that way from Shea Theodore. That was purposely done to just thread that puck through to Smith. He was no intention of shooting the puck on net. That was meant to be set up for that tip the whole way. No question about it. Earl Sports Bets, will it be a new link to join the stream tonight? Yes. Just let me know when you're ready, and I will send it to you when you're ready to join us for sure.
I'll tell you one thing I noticed about Vegas today, guys, is they've made a lot of adjustments. They seem to be reading. They're a step ahead of Montreal a lot right now.
Yes. Yeah, and that goal helped. That goal, they've had some good couple of shifts.
Well, that goal was clearly scouting. They saw something there, and they said, do this. Watch, you're going to have a guy on the doorstep there. They're leaving him open. They saw that.
Yeah. That is, and that's – I actually noticed that a couple of times. Like Stone had a chance in Game 5, similar play. Pass, he was right on the doorstep, and he just missed. He just wasn't either close to the net enough. Yeah. And they probably saw, hey, there was an opening there. There was a chance there.
Because there's not many ways you're going to be priced, right? So you better find those little holes.
Yep, definitely.
Yep. So 1-1. Isn't that amazing? The goals are bam, bam in the blink of an eye. And we were talking about how good that under in the first period was looking. See, that's what can happen. That's why I didn't like the minus 150. Minus 150 these days on an under 1.5. No, thank you. You can have it. I'm not interested. Yeah. And that's why it's going to just be bam, just like that.
I got the under total, but it's not really. It's not the most important thing I have here.
No, I mean we're all for the most part. We're I'm a Habs. I'm a for financial reasons. I'm a Habs fan.
Oh yeah,
yes, no question.
A lot of futures could pay off for me right here. So
yeah,
and right now under 5.5 plus 110 live. So if you do think under that cash, it's a good price.
Yeah.
That might be worth a look because you can always take under.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, my computer hadn't reloaded.
Yep. There's some decisions to be made. I just want to see how this period ends, though. We got 1 minute and 30 left. Good shift again by that top line just now. They generated a little. Vegas is warming to the task a little bit these last few minutes, which is good to see if you're a Knights fan. Montreal now all of a sudden, not getting a whole lot done.
I'm jumping on that under 5.5.
Yep.
I'm doing it because it just went down to even where I am here on Bovada.
Yeah.
There you go. Jimmy Murphy. He's getting involved. Live bet under 5.5, even money plus 100.
Do it.
Yep. Because you could see it settling down. Now, you know what? any thought I had of the second period over is probably out the window right now, because all of a sudden you get these 2 quick goals here, and you could see it, tightening up again.
Yep.
Or at least I'm going to wait till the second period begins to see how the period starts.
What a save.
Yeah. That you must be watching a replay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm that behind, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, yeah, we're all three on different times. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're all on. It's like we're watching this game.
Viewers, guys. I mean, like, I wish we could be on the same time.
Yeah.
Well, we are watching this game from 3 different cities, and in this case, 2 different countries. But it's almost like 3 different planets, with just how the discrepancy of the time between all 3 of us. Yeah.
No, I have. It's been like I said. It's whenever the games are on USA as opposed to NBC Sports Network. It's been a bit of a timing issue. So
really,
yeah. Oh, so I don't know if it's because they're like filtering through NBC. Like there's some kind of like literal like disconnect there.
Look, I know I've been a defender of NBC, but there's no defending that. Then I mean, this game shouldn't be on USA.
No, it shouldn't.
It's your semifinals.
Go to the cup. This should be on NBC, but if you're not going to do that, at least NBC Sports Network. This is pathetic.
USA Network, it's a rinky-dink network. I'm sorry. You're sharing a place that the only sports they have is WWE.
We're going to get like 3 rounds of Law and Order in the intermission. We'll have a little marathon, a quick recap of like the last 3 seasons. Pathetic.
They didn't even have there was no pregame show. They just went straight to the game.
Yeah. You're right. I got about 5 minutes. That was about it.
And look, I've admired NBC's coverage for years, but the way they're going out with the rights, they're mailing it in. They're upset.
I know, and I hate saying that because, guys, I know people behind the scenes on this production crew, but it's not their choice. So
it's the higher ups. We're ticked. We're not going to make money after these next few months from the NHL. We're done with you.
I would have had my broadcast crew outside where it's absolutely insane. Why are we in this ghost town, like, COVID situation, especially you're talking to the United States, where the United States is past this now. It's just it's so weird. Yeah. It's like a Twilight Zone.
Yeah. I haven't seen like their studio show looks like it's in the middle of nowhere. Where are they in this?
They're in Connecticut.
Connecticut. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, with Tappan or whoever.
Up there outdoors. Yeah. Outside the Bell Center right now. You people, like, I'm telling you guys, I lived there for 2 years, and I'm sorry, I'm so excited about it, but it's just Montreal's a big part of me, and like this city right now is electric. No. And for NBC not to like grab that and broadcast that to the United States to promote the game, they are missing a huge opportunity here. And you're right, Ian, they mailed it in, or they're just basically saying F you to the NHL. Yeah.
I just thought of something, you guys. It's a great thought, actually, in my mind, because I've just thought of this now. And I know they're not doing it this year for the Eastern Finals on TNT with Milwaukee, Atlanta. No, it's because they're just taking a year off from traveling. But most years for the conference finals, TNT sends Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Chuck on the road for every conference finals game, and they do the studio show from inside the arena or outside the arena. I remember they came to Toronto for the Bucks and the Raptors a couple of years ago. I remember, and going nuts.
And it's unfortunate too because Ernie Johnson's from Milwaukee, so that's always a big deal whenever he goes back. I remember I watched they did a whole they gave him like a Ernie Johnson day a few years ago when Milwaukee went to the conference final, and then the fact that they're already based in Atlanta, they could just be outside of their own studios or outside the arena. So and it's funny you mentioned that. We talk about how the TV deal is going to expire, and with NHL going over to TNT and TBS, we kind of have to temper our expectations on how the production is going to go, especially with the pregame and intermission shows. It's going to, obviously, there's not going to be another Inside the NBA in any sport. That's impossible to try to copy. But it'll be interesting to see what things they take over and what new things they add to the pregame and the postgame and the intermission reports.
Yeah, and the reason I brought up the fact that for years they've taken the studio crew for Inside the NBA on the road for the conference finals is, could that be something that TNT does next year for the NHL conference finals that they have? Because they have one of the conference finals, ESPN is the other, starting next year. So are they going to put Wayne Gretzky and all those guys on the road?
Why not?
I think they should. I hope they do. My thinking, Jimmy, is because they've done that with the Inside the NBA for the last several years, they'll do that for hockey as well. Conference finals, send that studio crew on the road, let them fans get a sense of the atmosphere and the fans and the.
But you know, I think it depends on cities too. I mean, some cities, obviously, every Canadian city is going to have a huge crowd outdoors. We saw it with St. Louis a few years ago. Some cities and some arena, atmospheres are built for that. Where, say, Chicago, for example, or even down here in Minnesota, don't really have the space to have that kind of a studio set up outside. So that makes a difference as well.
Yeah, and that's a great point by you guys, though. Like saying, they're going to carry some of the NBA stuff because they've had success with that. Obviously, I'm interested to see how the people they bring in from the NHL blend with the people they already have there doing the NBA, and to see how they mix that up. You know what I mean? It's going to be interesting to see how the chemistry they have to build.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah, it will. But I know your bone of contention right now, Jimmy, is that NBC didn't send anybody to Montreal for tonight. I think there's at least a better chance. I'm not saying it for sure, but there's a better chance TNT and Turner next year. Let's say this was Montreal, Vegas conference finals, but 1 year from now, next year when TNT had the rights to the series, there's a damn good chance they would have had Gretzky and whoever else is going to be on their studio in Montreal tonight, giving you a sense of the atmosphere.
And before we're killed, I mean, I'm with you guys. I'm not happy with NBC right now, but to not just kick them while they're down right now. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of COVID restrictions still going on there, so that might have had something to do with it. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm sure if they wanted to make it happen, they could have made it happen. I mean, or they could easily just pick up the Sportsnet feed or the CBC, whatever it's on in Canada, right? I mean, what's it on in Canada right now, Ian? Is it CBC?
CBC and Sportsnet, simulcast, yep.
Okay, so there you go. I mean, you're telling me like they couldn't have worked it out where they just picked up that feed? It's just...
Yeah.
That would have given them an atmosphere because they're showing the crowd shots. Look at it. They got the crowd shots. They got Ron McLean, Kelly Rudy, two women, by the way, on the panel. Cassie Campbell and Jennifer Botterill. They've got two females on the panels now.
God bless.
And they're good. They're good, though. They do a good job. It's not a matter of we're just throwing out two token former female hockey players. They do a good job. They're worthy of being on the set.
I listen to Jennifer. She's great on Hockey Central.
Yeah.
Every time she comes on, she's brilliant.
Yeah, she's excellent. I like Cassie too, but I think Jennifer's even better, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yep. That is Jason Botterill's sister, by the way, Jennifer Botterill. That is the relation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is this not sending here to Nick Earl? There we go. All right, very good. All right, we'll send that to him. And Terry Edelman wants to join us.
A Blackhawks fan, Alex, and as we're talking some media here, what do you think of Patrick Sharp as a broadcaster?
He's solid. I know he did one Hawks game in the booth with Pat Foley, and that was a bit rough. But as far as in studio stuff, I think he does a good job.
Yeah, he's gotten better. He seemed a little like nervous or out of place at first, but he's gotten better as he goes on. Wait, what's the deal with Pat Foley? Why is this his last year?
Yeah, I thought that's what you were asking. Like, what's the deal with Pat Foley? But
the inside scoop on that is that his contract was going to be up. He didn't know how long he still wanted to be there, and so basically the front office was like, "Hey, we're gonna have to go in a different direction eventually. Right. Might as well go on and do it now." And they'll give him a big send off for it. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be happy but sad at the same time next year.
Yeah, it's gonna be incredibly. I mean, you got to understand. Before the home games were on TV, Pat Foley did TV and radio, so he's the voice of 2-3 generations of Hawks fans. So for him to finally, and thankfully he was able to come back in the last decade and get the proper send off now. It's gonna be great that he gets that, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a sad moment once he's gone.
It's just so good. The fact that next year's the last year I'm going to have to hear, I'm not going to be able to hear that again after next year. It is sad to think he's had a brilliant career, but it'll be his last one. It was announced just a couple days ago. Last season, the farewell season, they're calling it, for the great Pat Foley on the Chicago Blackhawks television broadcasts next season. I'll tell you one guy that's hoping that he doesn't see a great farewell tomorrow night for his team, and that's Nicholas Earl. talking about the New York Islanders. He's hoping no farewell tomorrow night. We're just getting started is what he's hoping for, and hoping for a big Game 7 win in Tampa Bay. We got resident Islander fan, I guess you could say, of the Ice Guys community, Nicholas Earl, joining the Betcast. Nicholas, welcome in, and your team still got a game left to play after last night.
Oh yeah, that was a crazy game. Definitely had me sweating a little bit there, especially when they went down 2-0. So definitely had a little bit of nerves last night, but I'm glad we at the very least won the last game at Nassau Coliseum. If now they lose Game 7 in Tampa Bay, at least Game 6 was that good. So at the very least, we have a positive ending to Nassau Coliseum.
Well, that's the thing. At least you're not going to – if you lose this series, you're not going to lose it at Nassau. You're going to lose it on the road. So at least it'll hurt, but it's not going to hurt as much. That would have been awful, losing to last night in what would have been the final home game there. No question about that. That was, by the way, and I said this with Jimmy today on the show, it was one of the greatest playoff games I've seen this playoff season last night. That game was phenomenal. Islanders and Lightning last night.
Yeah, absolutely. And the one thing that keeps playing in the back of my head is that Mayfield shot. I didn't even know that was in his arsenal. I doubt Vasilevsky did either. Him going top shelf on that side. Someone who's known for being a sniper from out deep, and you got him charging in like that. That was, yeah. Once the Eberle goal happened, I knew the crowd was back in it, and this is going to turn around. So it should be a very interesting Game 7. It's going to be very chippy. A lot of blood, a lot of actual blood last night. So I think that it's going to be a very interesting, physical, chippy game for Game 7. And I'm glad I don't have to bet it because I have a series ticket in my back pocket.
I was going to say, with that Scott Mayfield goal, I'll throw this out. I thought I was watching Scott Orr, Scott Bork, Scott Letang, Scott Coffey for a minute there, scoring that goal. I mean, I didn't know he had that in him too. Jumping up, joining the play, jumping into the play, getting into the offense, and then basically rifling the shot off the post and in. It was a terrific play by Mayfield, and obviously ties the game. Enormous goal.
Absolutely, yeah. I would expect that type of shot if it was a defenseman, if anything, like Ryan Polk. That didn't come to mind with Scott Mayfield. So, but yeah, don't expect most forwards to make shots.
Yeah, no question. But Islanders survive for another day in this one. Did you bet anything? You're on Vegas, Nicholas, because I think I heard you saw you on Twitter say you were cheering for the Knights. So I think you're on them tonight, right? Did you just take money line?
Yes.
All right, so just on money line.
Yeah, I took money line. I also took them to win the series at plus 150 because I saw a team that entered the series at minus 500 now at a plus 150. So my look behind this was I took the plus 150 as well, and that's because if they win tonight, they're going to be a minus 200 at home in Game 7. So that's kind of the way I approached this game. So yeah, I took them tonight and to win the series at plus 150.
Which makes sense. Like before last night, I mean, it's probably even better just not just to bet the Islanders for Game 6, but maybe take them for the series, because there's got to be some belief that if you think they were going to win last night, that they could maybe go back and win a Game 7. However, if they're going to do that, guys, they got to somehow shake off this 13-0 or end this 13-0 off a loss streak that the Tampa Bay Lightning are in the playoffs the last 2 years. Can you believe that? 13-0 off a loss. That's the streak that's on the line tomorrow night in that Game 7.
Hey,
look who's here, Terry Edelman.
Yeah, that's making me a little nervous for that game.
Hey, I want to get a question in on Nicholas before we go to Terry here. Nicholas, I got to ask you, as an Islanders fan, I mean, but just try to have some objectivity here. I mean, do you agree with me that what the fans did after they scored the OT winner was stupid?
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell they were doing there. I don't remember them doing that at all.
Yeah.
During the couple games I went to when I was younger. Like I don't understand that one. I was very disappointed in that crowd as well with that. At the very end, just like yeah, exactly. If they lost and I see they're throwing, yeah, like I would understand that a little bit more. But you guys won. It's not like, I mean, I don't know how that's a celebration. I mean, it looked like I could have mistaken that for Philadelphia last night. Like that was not okay. I know it was Islander, but that was not okay.
That was the first thing I thought about when they started doing that. I'm like, holy shit! If Tampa Bay had won, I mean, it would have been probably 3 times as much things being thrown on the ice, more than likely. Like, so.
It was just, I don't know, man. It was pathetic.
It would have been more than just it would have been.
Yeah.
It would have been more than just beer, because I saw this when I went to the last game at Shea Stadium. I saw people throwing their Mets hats. I saw people throwing jerseys. Like I saw worse when they lost that last game in 2008, the last game at Shea Stadium. So I mean, if you would have seen hats being thrown on the ice if they lost that game, because New Yorkers get really pissed when their teams lose.
Yeah, it's fine, but they didn't lose. It is what it is.
No, they didn't. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
I think it was trying to toast.
I gotta tell you, Nicholas, I picked the Habs and the Islanders. You watch us, right? I picked the Habs and the Islanders to make it to the final, and I want to get down somehow. If that happens, I want to go to a game in each city. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it would absolutely.
I mean,
to me,
those are the best fan bases left in this whole playoff right now. They're the best fan bases left.
Definitely, I agree with that.
Yeah.
It would. By the way, I got to say,
and they're long-suffering ones too.
Yeah. I understand there was I read some articles actually about that incident and saying they were trying to toast the arena and the building in case this was the last time they were in it. I don't know. You can toast a better way than throwing a bunch of beer cans on the ice, especially when your team is out there celebrating an overtime goal. And God forbid one of those bottles and cans could have hit somebody. Well, what if that hits Barzell right in the cranium and concussion or something? You never know. But if he took his helmet off, and the thing hits him, a projectile coming from way up in the upper deck or whatever.
Somebody steps on one of those and gets hurt. A lot of things could happen.
It's like slipping on a banana peel, broken neck or something, or fractured fibula or some shit. Who knows? But anyway, that's what could have happened. I mean, that's why I was like, what the hell are we doing here? There's got to be a better way to celebrate than that and enjoy your big moment winning a game 6 than doing that. But thankfully, nobody got hurt.
They're showing now the scene. I don't know how many people are in Montreal. I haven't heard a number yet, but it looks like it's got to be thousands upon thousands.
Oh yeah, it's got to be.
Exactly. Sure. So here's what I have to ask, right? And you guys know, man. I mean, I have been nothing but promoting COVID restrictions and being safe and wearing a mask and everything. But I look at this and I'm like, how can you justify to the bars right now that you can only have a limit of, I don't even know, it's under 100 people in the bar right now?
Right.
In Montreal, and then allow that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. They're packed, like they're literally packed, back to back, wall to wall outside. So
it's just bogus.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing too. They're allowing the Canadiens to sell beers and stuff, from what I heard, in the middle of those crowds.
Yeah.
So clearly the city has something going with the team, and they're screwing the pubs. I mean, it's unreal.
Which is, they should allow more people in the building than 3,500. They can get to half capacity, I think.
If they're letting that go on outside, how can you not let more people in the arena?
Exactly, right.
Yeah. Which is surprising. And now they're talking like this is this great decision that's coming up, that if they get to the Stanley Cup Finals, we will actually increase the capacity to a whopping 5,000. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look out now. 5,000 people. Are you kidding?
It's just, it just feels, you guys, I feel bad for these pubs. I mean, we were talking the other day about it, Ian.
Yeah.
Looking out for the small businesses and stuff, and they are completely screwing them right now there.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We'll welcome in Terry. I just want to answer Dylan Turner.
Terry.
I do have adult beverages. I do right here.
Yeah,
I've had it the whole time.
Have a little vino here, boys. Cheers.
Salute, guys.
Whiskey and Snapples what I'm drinking tonight. So.
Yeah.
What are you sneaking into your little Comiskey out?
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, those are the days. I actually had a keychain flask that would hold about maybe 3 or 4 ounces that would be in my keys that I could just take off. I would take that to every Sox game pretty much.
Yeah, man. I used to put the captains right between the legs there, a little pint of Captain Morgan's.
Yeah.
And then we'd just sit there and the poor cook guy would be like, how many Coca-Colas you guys gonna drink?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? What's going on here? Those were the days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, Terry, we'll welcome you in finally.
Yeah, Terry.
After all that, let's give it a shot. Let's see
guys?
how Terry's doing. Yeah, Terry's laid back. That's the thing. Terry's cool with just hanging out. And then if we're yakking for 5 minutes, he's cool with that. Terry, welcome in. What's up?
How's it going, guys?
Very good. What are you hoping for tonight?
Terry, I got some info for you. I'm going to tell you this right now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to hear it because I've been hearing
Well, I'll just tell you, and I'll break this right here because I've been working on it all night. The Minnesota Wild are in on Jack Eichel. Watch out.
I've heard it. Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like close?
I wouldn't say close. I'm just telling you they're in. They're talking. They're at least a team that's in constant communication with the Sabres right now about Jack Eichel.
Wow. Hey, I've been hoping for it. But that's if Eichel's healthy, Like,
well, the question is, what are you giving them, right? That's what you think about. He ain't coming for free.
Right.
What are you sending to Buffalo the other way?
It's not Kaprizov.
I think Kaprizov will be more inclined to sign if Eichel
I would think Dumba is part of any package.
Yes,
for
and
sure.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kalen Addison's ready to come up.
Yeah, and then
the expansion draft.
We got to look at some of the younger guys there. I think Buffalo's going to ask for Greenway too.
Yeah, probably.
I'd be okay with that. Boldy's coming up.
It's not going to be cheap for them.
No.
We got 2 first-rounders too.
Nicholas, your connection right now is so much better, brother.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just about to ask, am I still delayed or am I good now?
I thought we were in an episode of Stranger Things when you were talking earlier.
Yeah,
it was crazy, man.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the private chats. I didn't realize you told me I was delayed, but I felt like something was off when I would speak, and then all I would get is
silence.
For a second, I'm like, am I supposed to talk longer now, or?
No, I think that I don't know how that works. It's just the pros and cons of technology. Sometimes it's different for everybody. And you're good now. Your feed's absolutely perfect. I thought for a minute you were coming to us from Pakistan. That's all, because it was that significant time delay. Yeah.
Guys, did any of you guys touch anything for the second?
Nothing yet. Nope.
I'm standing pat. I want to see the flow early on. I want to see if it's tight, if we get some rush chances, if we get a little back and forth, things open up a bit. That's usually what I bet this time of year. I mean, I want to see how the pace of play is going. I want to see how it's being called. Are we getting a lot of penalties? Not many. That was a great attempt by Karlsson. That's what he needs to be doing. Go to that net, put pucks on net. None of this fancy passing that gets picked off in the offensive zone. Enough of that. Pucks to the net. That's got to be the mantra from the coaching staff for Vegas. Just throw everything at the net now. Season's on the line. No tomorrow. Don't screw around and look for a perfect play.
Yeah. We said it the other day, right? Was it today or yesterday? We said most of Vegas shots are just perimeter, and there's no second effort at all. They're all over it tonight, though.
Yeah, definitely. Better tonight, and the top line's been better. Stevenson's line is out on the ice right now. They've got a few things going right now. Good cycle game going, forecheck in the offensive zone. Long point shot from Martinez, but stopped by Price and no rebound. So face-off coming up 2 minutes into the second period. So still 1-1. And there it is. They just flashed it up now, the graphic for Mark Stone in the 6 games. No points, not even a point in this series for him. That is stunning. This deep into this series with the season he's had, we're talking game 6 now of the second period, and not a point for Mark Stone in this series.
Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I really think that he's dealing with an injury, and they've just been kind of keeping it quiet.
Yeah, that's sometimes when you see this kind of a drop off, Alex, you wonder, is it just performance related, or is it you're playing through some serious pain? And it could be some of the latter for sure. Him to be this quiet, this struggling this much, it's hard to fathom. I know Montreal's played the hell out of this defense lately. And the team defense has been off the charts, but nevertheless, very, very surprised to see him pointless at this point in the series. Terry, what did you bet in this game tonight, if anything?
I mostly have the Habs and parlays.
Yeah.
I went back to my old ways and did some, I've been doing bigger game parlays lately. So I have a lot of Habs money line, Habs plus 1.5, and then a little bit of Vegas, but mostly all Habs tonight.
Mostly all Habs.
I think they're gonna finish the series. I'm hoping they do.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a good game so far for Vegas. I think it's been a nice road game for them. They've had the slight edge in shots, according to a naturalstattrick.com. It looks like they've got the slight edge in danger chances as well so far. So they're playing a road game so far.
Guys, I'll say right now, I'll say I got to start to interrupt. I think the fact that they just came from Vegas, where they're what is it, 18,000 capacity there, and they're coming here to this.
Yeah,
I think this is really affecting the Canadiens right now. I really do.
Yeah, I mean that even though they were the road team the other night, they're all most of them are cheering against them. It's still that environment. It's loud,
And you're in a clincher.
Yeah.
You're in a clincher right now. You're in a clincher. You want to feed off that, and it's not there. And I think Vegas is seeing that right now and reading that, and good on them. They're taking advantage of it.
Oh, good chance there for Vegas. Good save price. We got a penalty coming up here to Montreal, though. They drew a penalty on this play. I think Gustafsson is going to get the penalty for Montreal. So this will be the first power play for Vegas tonight in this game.
They need to convert it.
High stick. Sorry, it looks like they missed a high stick on they missed a high stick, Vegas hit high stick Weber, and there was no call.
Yeah. By the way, this is these are the same refs, Terry, that ref the last game in this series. So it's Eric Furlat and Kelly Sutherland, the referees here tonight. So the Chris Lee crew got banished from Montreal after the last time they were in this building.
And then you sent those clowns to Tampa Bay or to New York last night.
Yeah, and then missed the Kucherov call. So.
And they missed the they missed it.
They definitely missed a couple calls against the Islanders last night.
And the Islanders too. Yeah, I knew you'd mention the missed calls against the Islanders, Nick.
No. Meaning the cross checks Mayfield.
You mean Mayfield? Yeah,
right. Yeah. Mayfield had a couple. I'll be straight up. We had a couple penalties that should have been called against us. That's what I meant by saying against us.
It was both ways. Oh yeah, there was no doubt. Both ways they missed calls last night, but that one was egregious. That was a vicious cross. It was definitely a 2-minute penalty, and Lee is standing right there, and it wasn't called. And of course, Kucherov gets hurt on the play and leaves the game and doesn't return. And now who knows if he plays in Game 7? So just another blemish for Chris Lee in a playoff officiating run full of them for him.
Yeah,
I mean he's been just he just can't get out of his own way right now, Chris Lee. I mean it's every game now he's got some kind of bad call or missed call or something going on with him.
I think second period over right now. So, sorry to interrupt. Second period over at plus 120 right now. I think there's going to be a goal coming up soon. So.
Vegas is getting good looks and chances on this power play, which has 35 seconds left in it. Stevenson walking in. Oh, he missed the net with that shot, and it comes all the way back down the ice. But keep an eye on that. Yeah, starting to, more penalties, starting to see more offensive danger, both sides.
Not to take away from hockey right now, boys, but Pavetta's pitching a no-hitter for the Red Sox right now in Tampa Bay. 7th inning, bottom of 7th.
Fantastic. Wow. I have the Rays team total over, so that ain't going to cash.
No. Unless it's like a grand slam or something.
Still, I need one more run after that.
Oh, okay.
Baseball is going fantastic.
If that holds, would this be like the 5th time the Rays have been no-hit in the last decade? Like the Rays have been no-hit like more than any team in baseball in the
here we go.
10, 15 years.
Montreal has chances here.
Oh, good saves by Leonard. Absolutely. Really good. And then they tried to get him on the wraparound, and they couldn't. And now we've got a penalty to Vegas. Montreal back on the power play now.
I'm jumping on the second period over. It's at plus 150 right now. So over 1.5 for the second period, plus 150.
With a power play about to start, I might jump on that as well. I might, I can sense it. It's starting to open up a little bit. And that's 29 straight power plays killed off. Yes, you're right, MR. Wow. You are absolutely right. 29 straight power plays killed off by this Montreal team. Their penalty kill has just been magnificent.
Is there a record? Are they getting close to a record on that?
I don't know if it's a record, but yeah.
Well, has any team ever not allowed a power play goal the whole playoffs?
Oh, I doubt
they've
that.
given
I
up
don't think it's happening.
What was it? The last time they
tough
gave
to
one up
do.
was against Toronto, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, so they did allow one in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Or
I
they did
assume
allow-
so with that
okay.
Toronto power play.
Yes. Yep.
This is huge.
Great opportunity here for Montreal. Yep.
Yeah.
We need to see penalty kill here from Vegas.
Yep.
I'm the only one on Vegas in this chat, right? I feel like I'm outnumbered.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I'm outnumbered.
Oh,
Are you on Habs, Alex?
I'm on the Habs. Yeah, I'm on the Habs.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Four versus one. Nick, sorry.
It's all good.
That's all right. We at least have someone that can cheer for each team now with Nick being part of the Betcast.
Right.
When Vegas does something well or scores, we got someone that can cheer for it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Plus,
That's the way you gotta look at it.
I've been saying this for like a week now on my shows, saying both these series are going 7 games, and
Right.
I just basically stuck to my statement there, and that's why I backed the Golden Knights tonight. Was I both games are both series are going 7.
Yep. I wouldn't mind that. Like I say, the best result for me is Montreal in 7, because then over 5.5 would cash, over 6.5 games would cash, and the Montreal plus 425 shot that I took would cash as well for the series. What a price, Jimmy, for us. And we're only 1 win away from that for the series price. Plus 425 they were in this series. Isn't that unbelievable? What a price.
Yeah. Price is right.
Price.
Boom.
Yep.
Yep.
Rim shot.
I mean, I'll
45
tell you
seconds.
guys, no matter what happens with the Montreal Canadiens, their value we have gotten from them throughout this playoff has been amazing.
Yeah, that's true.
If you were able to feel it and start to ride them, you're feeling good.
Yeah, I've been on them almost every single game this series. So.
Whoa. I'm behind you guys. Hey, sorry.
Oh,
that's all
I
right.
was going to say, what's going on?
Yeah, I just saw Sherrod hold that up.
Yeah, it's 12:30 left in my screen.
What a find he's been, eh?
Yeah, Hamilton's finest. Hamilton proud. Yep. Ben
There you go,
Sherrod.
man.
Outstanding.
Him and Edmondson. I mean, where are the Canadiens without those two guys?
Yep. They've been excellent, both of them.
See, I remember Edmondson in Carolina last year.
Yeah. Yep.
Good defenseman, and obviously been in the playoffs a lot. What was there for the Cup year in St. Louis? Yeah. Big penalty kill just now for Vegas. Big penalty kill for them. No question.
That's 2 huge kills for them. Remember the one early on, right?
Yep. For sure. There's that top line on the ice again. Pacioretty and Stone. Can they get something going here for Vegas?
I mean, that PK is, you could argue, has been the major difference right now for Vegas.
Yeah.
And you get such a boost, you're facing elimination. You do that.
And look at Phil Deneau. Just what a great defensive series he's had too for
By the way, UFA.
Yep.
Just by the way.
Yeah, he's just by the way, and he might be I
mean, is that guy not skyrocketed his value?
He can't he's still not doing anything offensively, but who cares when you can check that way? You need guys like that.
Yeah.
Play defense, win big face-offs.
He can be a great third liner. One of those shutdown lines in most teams in the NHL.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's guys that you need guys to do what he can do extremely well. Defend, check all over the ice, stick position, just know where to be at all areas of the ice to be good defensively, be in good posture, win big face-offs for you, to throw the weight around a little bit, all that stuff. That's the kind of thing Phil Deneau brings to you. I know people still bitch and complain about where's his offense. He should be scoring more than he does, but no. And that's where other guys have come in and helped you with that. You've had Toffoli and Anderson and Suzuki and Caulfield now who's there can do that. Yeah, I mean, just let him do what he does well. Do we need to criticize and rip him apart and complain and whine all over for what he doesn't do well? Can we not just enjoy and accept and appreciate what he does do well and what he does very well, and that's the defensive side of it? That's what I'd do.
I think that's the biggest everything guys are talking about right now. I think that's why the Habs are where they are. They have a lot of role players. Yeah, they have a lot of guys that do their jobs and they know where they're sliding. And it's as they get older and they mature, they're falling into place where they're supposed to be in the lineup. And no matter what happens in this series, guys, this team's going to be tough to deal with going forward.
Yeah, there's no question. They absolutely will be. They're going to be tough to handle. There's no denying that whatsoever.
So strong up the middle. Strong up the middle. And that's what wins in the playoffs, man. Goaltending and right up.
This team was built for the playoffs. They weren't built for the regular season. That's why they're just like the Islanders.
Yeah,
just like the Islanders.
Give him credit, man. It took a while, but he finally figured it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They just needed to make it in, and then they can make their noise.
Yep. And we saw that last year. We got a hint of that in the bubble last year. Remember?
Yeah, when they knocked off Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I definitely did not have that.
Yep.
They're just. Yeah, you guys made a good point about Danault. You know, the Hawks got kind of frustrated with the fact that he didn't have any offense. And kind of took for granted how good he is of a defensive player. So, the Hawks' loss was the Habs game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just where you're at, right? Right, Alex? I mean, each guy has his fit, and sometimes maybe he didn't fit where the Blackhawks they were at that time,
Yeah, at a given point, but yeah.
Yeah, but that was Bergevin, though, man. I mean, he was with the Hawks for like 5 years.
Yep.
He helped draft that kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, man. I mean, that's why we were talking about in the beginning of the year. I like these guys to go far because I just saw them more as a playoff team. They never had that before. They were always these small little finesse, whatever. Yep. And let's hope Carey Price saves it. But they got more now. They know how to. They've got some size. They got some experience, and they got youth.
I'm so ticked off that they had such a bad regular season down the stretch. Because if they hadn't had that, and because they started the season well, like in January and February, and they were right there with Toronto for first in the division. And if they had stayed like first or second in the division all year instead of falling to fourth and just hanging on to get into the playoffs, I wouldn't have soured on them going into the playoffs like I did.
Yeah,
and I got prisoner of their regular season.
Ian, I was with you, but I mean, you can't underestimate the effect that COVID stuff had on them.
Yeah. I
mean, that put a dent in them. And then you think about too, I forget because I don't have the numbers in front of me. I had it before. I'm sorry guys, but I think they played.
Yes. Scored. Yes. Goal Caulfield with a bullet.
Wow.
In the corner.
There we go,
Montreal.
Yes.
What a shot!
Wow.
What a shot!
That was an incredible shot.
Yeah.
We got that prop in, didn't we?
Plus 500. Cash it.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah. Woo!
What a shot. What a rush, too. What a fucking shot that was.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
He really is. He really is.
Look what he did. He tipped the puck to himself along the boards to get the speed by McNabb, who's a good defenseman, and then what a fucking goal!
He's a natural goal scorer, and it's crazy to watch him now because I was a few months ago just watching him for the Wisconsin Badgers doing the same thing, and the fact that he's able to do that now on this big of a stage, it just proves he's just naturally talented, a natural goal scorer.
I'm telling you though, guys, everyone I talked to about him said he loves these moments. He's one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't know if this is I know he's a forward and PK Subban was a defenseman, but he kind of reminds me of PK a bit, just the way he sees the moment.
He's got that swag. Yeah.
He has that swag. He has that. Yeah. He just enjoys, he embraces this. It's unreal.
Yeah. What an unbelievable shot that was. And what a play to chip the puck to himself, off the boards to himself, to get the angle on McNabb, to be able to beat him to the net. That's an unbelievable, heady, intelligent play. That goal just all around. That'll be on some highlight reels for a while. If you're going to put a highlight reel of the best goals of the Stanley Cup playoffs, this goal is on it.
And now we're in good shape. That second period total is now minus 175 for the over. So we got that plus 150 in our pocket.
You know what that reminded me of, guys? As we're talking to PK Subban here, is you remember when they played the Bruins, and the Bruins were like the President's Trophy winners in 2014?
Yeah.
And PK came out of the box and broke in for that goal that turned the series around. I was in the Bell Center that night, and it was insane. That's what this kid has, and he's built to play for that team in that arena. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a star for sure.
He's going to be a flat-out sniper. Like this guy, Austin Matthews, buckle up.
Don't expect defense.
Yeah.
Don't expect defense. I'll tell you that right now. But he is what he is. Utilize what he is. Don't get mad at him because he turns a puck over here and there. Just let him be him. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why he wasn't in the lineup earlier.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, wasn't Leonard squawking a bit about Caulfield too? Well, Caulfield just got the better of him. Hope you enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yep.
So we got him on lock. We know what to expect now with this guy moving forward. Yeah.
And remember when Caulfield said back to him, he's like, "Oh, thanks. Now I know not to do that. I won't do what you think I'm going to do." Moron.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Why would you do that? Well, why would you get the guy all? This is a good player.
I think that's a veteran trying to psych out a rookie. But like you said, he's built for these big moments, and that's not going to rattle him. That might phase someone else might be shaken by that. So.
Yeah. It's wow, unbelievable goal right there by Cole Caulfield. Terrific. Yeah, there it is. In the pre-scout, I noticed he either goes high or he goes 5-hole. So it looked like he was going 5-hole. It's good that he's kind of opening his mouth. Cole Caulfield said what he's thinking now, so I can kind of take advantage of it. Well, he sure did right there. He took advantage of it all right. Yeah.
Gold Caulfield.
We've already got the T-shirts made. Gold Caulfield. Yeah. Well, of course, that's that natural nickname for him. I mean, my goodness. Cole, Gold, come on. For a guy that's going to be able to score. But anyway, what I was about to say, I think I got cut. I forgot what I was going to say mid-sentence. Austin Matthews, buckle up. You're going to have competition for the Rocket Richard Trophy in the next few years, I think, maybe with this guy.
Yep.
And Ovechkin, for that matter. He's still a guy that's capable, even at his age, if he stays healthy, of being in the race as well. That's something I'm going to be doing next year. Because I can bet props, and I actually won with Matthews to win the Rocket this year. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be on Caulfield next year. It'll be weird. I don't care what the price is.
That might be a good look. It'll probably be a decent price too.
Vegas power play.
Yeah, penalty to Montreal. See, that's not the penalty you want to be taking here if you're Eric Stahl. Now, that's just losing a battle. No, lazy hook. Too. Yeah, lazy hook, no good. No, don't want to be doing that. But the positive of that is we have a chance to cash this. Second period over, I should say. A power play opportunity for Vegas here, which Alex and I are both on. What a score that was with the freaking Caulfield prop. Plus 500. Plus 5. How is he priced plus 500 when he just scored the last game?
I wonder, who's the scouts for the odds makers in Vegas right now, watching this series?
Kim Pagula.
Probably.
I couldn't resist. Yeah,
brilliant. That's the tweet. That's it.
Kim Pagula got us plus 500 on Cole Caulfield.
Yeah, we need the scouting department. I'll just fire them all. I'll just go by graphics and analytics. Who needs eyeballs on players? Nobody, right?
Who needs to watch the players play? Who needs to do that? We just know about who's good and who isn't. We just know who's going to work on our team. Oh man, that was great time. Sometimes the timing, I don't always hit it the right note with the timing on a thing like that. Yep, I did there.
Perfect.
So cheers to Kim Pagula. Thanks for the ridiculous price Caulfield goal scorer prop tonight.
And I can't wait to see how screwed the Sabres get in the Eichel trade, wherever he goes.
Yeah, you just know Kevin Adams will get fleeced on that one.
But it's not even going to be him. He might present her something and she'll just nix it
Yeah.
Well, the analytics aren't good there, and I don't know. Like,
They won't get fleeced if they deal with good old bozo Stan Bowman with the package that he's trying to put together.
Oh my God! If Larry Brooks was right on that, what are you nuts?
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Let's not forget he's got a herniated disc.
No.
Yeah.
And I know he's young, but that stuff sticks with you guys. I mean, once
hell yeah.
Trust
But
me,
but to get rid of Kirby Doc, who seems to be the heir apparent to Jonathan Taves as a number one center, is just stupid.
No.
Stupid.
No, there's a zillion people I'd trade instead of him.
Yeah, the Stan Bowman, the only packages he should be orchestrating pretty soon are these exit packages from the organization.
Let's not even get into the whole I don't know if you guys have been following it, and it's really, don't want to take this in a dark turn, but you know what's going on, right?
It's a mess. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. It's really bad. And I know people that were with the organization then that have told me it's all true.
Yeah. We know from way back in the day. Yeah, those allegations that have come to light. We won't go into too much detail, but very, very upsetting.
All I'll say is, I'm sorry, Alex. I know you're a Blackhawks fan, man, but that's disgraceful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But this is the franchise that's done plenty of dirt over the course of the year. So
I guess the shit just keeps trickling.
Yeah.
That's why I used to call them the Shithawks.
It's still a Wirtz family organization.
Yep.
So anyone knows the history of that family.
Yeah. It's unbelievable how much there's been, just some really seedy,
and guys, McDonough, like, I can't believe McDonough might have known anything about that, man, because everything I knew about him, man, he was a good guy and a smart guy and a stand-up guy. Yeah. I really hope he was just told to, whatever. I just hope some of these people that they say are involved, I hope they weren't, because it's bad.
Because you would think they're good when you great pass.
What?
Wow, what a save, Carey Price. That was one of the best saves he's made of the playoffs, and maybe one of the best saves I've seen this whole playoffs. A left pad dynamite stop just now, or else it would have been 2-2.
Yeah, that clear out that he had from behind the net was a bit shaky. So for him to make that save was big.
It just came in.
What a save!
Oh my God!
The fans are letting him know.
Carry chance, rightfully so. Yeah.
What fans?
3,500. Are there fans there? Yeah.
Oh man, this is just like I'm looking at this. I have so many people texting me right now from Montreal, and they're like, "This is bullshit. Why aren't they letting us in this place? If they're gonna allow what's going on in the streets, right? You have like what we see on the camera, guys, right now is just a fraction of what's going on in that city right now.
Yeah,
right.
That downtown core, you cannot drive through. You can't go down St. Catharines right now. You can't go down René Lévesque right now. The side streets are all clogged. You cannot get through the city at all if you're in a car because the streets are just paraded with people. Right. And here's the other thing. There's big screens set up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how are you promoting these people to all congregate together and you won't let them pack the Bell Center? I don't get this.
They're literally more distance in the arena than they are outside right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah. So if that's what they're concerned about, it's 100% bogus.
If this doesn't reek that there's some kind of fix or something like
there's something going on.
People are getting paid off. A lot of people are getting greased here. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it's when you see the people outside, it's like we can't put more than 3,500 in the arena, in the Bell Center. It's hard to believe. But what a save just now by Price going back to the bench now, a TV timeout now. Even Carey Price before Game 5, you're right, coming onto the ice there, leading his team in Vegas, and he was like, come on, let's go. Like that's not like Carey Price to be like that, vocal and emotional like that. He's usually cerebral and calm. Yeah,
and that's what I've been saying. I'm sure he's part of this surge for that team, being the veteran guy, all the shit that he's dealt with this organization, and Not how many years was it where he was making stellar saves and he had no offensive production in front of him, and so now for him to get this opportunity,
he knows it. You don't get many opportunities like this. I don't care how good. I mean, we can say the Canadiens are going to be great and everything, but you never know what's going to happen.
And should the Habs go and win it all, you think he hangs it up after this?
It's a great
I mean, his wife is very active on social media, and I know they enjoy their kids, they enjoy their family time. Yep. So I could see that.
As I'm telling you, I was there in 2014. That's when I was living there. When Kreider rushed into him, and I mean that team. If that doesn't happen, he knows it. That team had a really legit chance at the Stanley Cup.
Yeah,
because the Rangers are good, but they weren't that much better than the Canadiens or anything. That was just Carey Price got knocked out after game 1, and that's no offense to Dustin Tokarski and everything, but he did all he could do. But and so I think that's in the back of his head right now, and I think that's motivation.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Halak, remember the year Halak was in the goaltender that year in the Eastern Conference Final,
and
way
Price
back in 2010. Yeah, exactly. And then Halak, the goalie.
Yeah. You're this close, man. He wants it.
Yeah. That was an unbelievable save. Karlsson, that shows you right there. William Karlsson just can't buy one right now.
What a sniping coffee.
Yeah. I'll say this about Karlsson. He's getting some chances tonight. He's up his effort tonight, Karlsson. He's a lot more noticeable. He's had a couple great chances and just can't bury one right now. But what a goal. They showed that again, the Caulfield goal. Yeah. Terrific goal. And now we're in a great spot for the third period over as well. We hope we get a goal here in the final 4 minutes of the second period. But if we don't, we're still in a good position for this third period over because Vegas facing elimination, trailing going into the third. That's what you want. All right, let's see how things are going in the chat just a second. Clint is in here, diehard MMA podcast. Watch the Knights implode now. They've been frustrated and handled this whole series. Now they will fall apart. Well, they might. We'll have to wait and see. But since that Caulfield goal, they did have a great chance from Karlsson, and Price needed a spectacular save to keep it out. They're still going after it, Vegas. They haven't been totally deflated just yet, but they obviously need the next goal. There's no question about that. Down 2-1 right now. But yeah, Clint, welcome in. Hopefully, that's okay. You're with your family. That's fine. We're just glad you could join us in the chat. We'll have you on in the Stanley Cup final, maybe Clint. He does a great job on his MMA videos on Pub Sports Radio, which is also where I do shows and videos daily. Check them out. Clint does his MMA work on Pub Sports Radio. Check that out. It's great content, breaking down every fight card, UFC, the Vegas show, like the TV cards. Like he's already done a couple of shows for the Vegas card this weekend, the TV event. So
he does great work with MMA.
Unbelievable. Yeah. And he'll go and he'll talk about sides. He'll talk about totals, talk about, the method of victory, by TKO, by submission, the props, anything you could want in terms of breaking down an MMA card and a UFC card. Clint does it. For sure. By the way, I'm going to pronounce his name again just because he applauded me for pronouncing it properly. He's in the chat right now. Anthony Imbrogno. There you go. That's how you pronounce that name. I know how to pronounce it. It reminds me of remember that singer? She was actually Australian, but she had an Italian last name from the 90s. Natalie Imbruglia.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And that's exactly how you pronounced it. And it had a G in it too. The G is silent. I learned that a long time ago when it comes to Italian names. So there you go. And she had that song, Nothing Where You Used to Lie. That's on Torn. Yeah. 1998. Yeah. That was like a one-hit wonder. She was. Yeah. That's what's going on. What's going on right now is Montreal trying to finish off the Vegas Golden Knights 2-1. Right now they lead with 3:10 to go in the second period. We're currently just on the second period over. I've already cashed a plus 500 on Cole Caulfield to score tonight. I still have a couple Canadiens pending if you want to get in on it. If your book offers live goal scorer props, we've got Toffoli and Suzuki as well. Still pending for me in terms of goal scorers tonight for the Montreal Canadiens. I might add someone for Vegas, but we'll see. I might be tempted to add Karlsson because he's had a bunch of chances, or Stone. Even Stone's had a couple. So those are the Vegas players that I might look at for goal scorer props going into the third period, because there's a couple books I can bet in-game props for goal scorers, and those could be the two I look at from a Vegas standpoint.
Plus 155 for Golden Knights, team total over 2.5. You think they come back or at least score a goal here and potentially have a shot at that?
I'm interested in Montreal team total as well, because you know that the net might be empty in the final few minutes. And we saw the Islanders, you know this, Nicholas, very well, in that clinching game against Boston. 2 empty net goals, not just one, to put that game away in Game 6 at the Coliseum. So that I'm finding more and more is that we're getting these teams putting it away with the not just one empty net, but sometimes 2 empty net goals, because the team will pull the goalie again down 2 because they're finished anyway. What the hell do we have to lose?
Exactly. That's why what was 6-2 that last game with the Islanders and Bruins. So yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, that team total for you can get
4-1. 4-1 it was that clinching game. It was 2-1, and then they made it 4-1. The final 2 goals. Yeah, that was Game 6. I think there might have been another game that ended that way in the series, but the Game 6 against Boston, 2-1 ended 4-1. So if you bet Islanders team total over going into the third, plus the third period over, you cash both of them. Yep. That's what I'm looking to do here. I've already got third period over 1.5 minus 145. I might be adding the Montreal team total over after this second period. I'll probably will, actually.
Yeah, now my book is offering over 1.5 on the Golden Knights. So one more goal and you cash it at minus 200.
Wow, Leonard almost had a turnover. Wow, Leonard almost did a flurry just a second ago. A flurry from Game 3. And it almost worked out just as badly. All right, Alex is charging his headset. He'll be back with us in the third period. Jimmy will be back momentarily as well. Icing called here on Vegas.
So what do you think about the hiring of Hackstall today?
Yeah, we talked about Hackstall a little bit earlier, Terry, and basically it's surprising. We all thought Rick Tocchet would get it, or that's definitely who I thought was going to get it. And Dave Hackstall, I didn't even know he was a candidate, to be honest with you, to get this position, let alone actually get the job. He was an assistant the last couple of years with the Leafs. Babcock brought him on, and then Sheldon Keefe kept him after Babcock was let go. And I didn't think he was in the running for this job, and sure enough, he's the head coach. So I don't know why they went away from Tocchet, what happened there to cause them to go in a different direction, especially when Ron Francis has a strong history with Tocchet in the past. But interesting hire, I'd say that.
I would have given Bruce Boudreau a look. Just because of his history in the regular season. If an expansion team like Seattle, the thing you should want is to make the playoffs. Like, your goal should be to make the playoffs year one. Like, not every team is going to go to the Cup final like Vegas did in their year one. But you should be at least focusing on making the playoffs. Bruce Boudreau is a really good coach. I think he would have been a great choice. But Hackstall, I think it's a mistake, in my opinion. But,
yes. It's funny you mentioned Hackstall getting that job. Bruce Boudreau might actually take Dave Hackstall's old job in Toronto. Yeah. There's whispers that he's going to be an assistant coach for Keefe next season, and that he'll be offered a position, and he might take it. And look, he probably still wants to be a head coach again down the road, but the one place he'd accept being an assistant coach for at least a little bit, it's Toronto, because he's from there. He's a Toronto kid, Toronto guy, played for the Leafs. If an assistant coaching job was offered to him from the Leafs, he'd take it, and he probably will if they offer him one.
It gets his name back out there too.
And yeah, exactly. And if it goes well, he'll be back in the head coaching searches again, for teams in the next, year or two. Exactly right.
Would Montreal consider him? Would he consider Montreal as head coach? Is Ducharme a lock to make it or to get re-signed? Because
I think he's coming this back run,
yeah, he will. He'll be back.
I was gonna say after this run, you'd be stupid not to, because he proves he can win in the playoffs.
Whether you think it was all his doing or not to get them this far,
it's not.
But now that they're about to be potentially a Stanley Cup final team, how can you if you're Marc Bergevin, look yourself in the mirror and fire or get rid of him or look somewhere else for a head coach? You at least have to start. Like if things go dramatically off the rails next year, yeah, maybe then you can make a change. But no, there's no way, in my opinion, you can make a change and get rid of a coach that's about maybe to get you to a Stanley Cup final. So I think Ducharme is probably safe, and he's going to be back next year. I'd be surprised about that. And I think Bergevin all along had an inkling that maybe you'd look for another head coach after this season, especially with the way things were going. But I think things have completely changed now with this team, one period away from a Stanley Cup final.
Well, this is Montreal's chance too, right? Because next year the regular divisions are back. Yeah. And you got Tampa, you got Boston, you got Toronto, even Florida. Like Montreal is going to have a tough time making the playoffs next year, in my opinion. So this is like their year to do it, Well,
it's definitely no given that they make the playoffs. Like the Eastern Conference is going to get tougher, not easier. Florida's not going anywhere. You're going to see other teams improve next year. I think
the Rangers are going to be deadly next
Rangers,
year.
100%. That's the team that stands out like a sore thumb.
Islanders will be back in the mix. But the Bruins will be back in the mix. Like Washington's always going to be good as long as they have Ovechkin. They're going to be good too.
Some changes are coming in Philadelphia.
Yes. Yep. I'm hearing that too.
The Buffalo Sabres, the New Jersey. I'm just kidding.
Guys, what are we thinking live? Head in. How are you feeling, Ian? What are you thinking?
Well, I've got the third period over. I'm just going to look over things right now. I'm going to get involved in the third period. This is always the period in the Betcast where we really get degenerate. We get involved in the live betting a lot in the third period. I'm going to sprinkle on 2 Golden Knights because I do like the way they're generating a lot more tonight than they did in Game 5. I'm going to go with Stone and I'm going to go with Carlson because he's been all over the ice.
I thought you were going to go Marchessault because if there's a guy that's due right now, I mean, come on. This kid's like a high school prom, just waiting for that kiss after the dance. He is just like, come on right now. Yeah, he's due. He's due. I mean, what are we looking at right now? Let's see.
Plus 550 on March. I think Jimmy likes Marchessault, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
550.
Marchessault.
I'll join you on Marchessault. He did have that one chance, and it was deflected out of play. So there you go. Marchessault plus 550 in-game goal scorer prop. Carlson plus 850. See, that's a really good price, and he's been buzzing. He's had a couple chances. He just got robbed by Carey Price there and that pad save that he made in the second period. So there we go. Let's sprinkle. Let's do some sprinkling here. Plus 550 Marchessault, plus 550 Stone, and plus 850 Carlson for me for Vegas. There we go. Locked in. Just like that.
Boom.
Yep. I've already got Canadiens. I already got Caulfield cashed. I've already. What was that?
Did you do Toffoli?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
I'm already on Toffoli plus 230 and Suzuki as well. Suzuki as well plus 230. And plus we have the empty net. Keep in mind, don't be scared to bet Montreal props now too, because there's going to be opportunities. If it's the net empty in the final few minutes, there's your empty net goals count for the goal scorer props too, every bit as much as any other time during the game. So keep an eye on that. And I'm also actually, I'm on the third period over, as you know, 1.5. Montreal's team total. That's what I'm looking at. It's 2.5 minus 230. So I'm going to wait. Yeah, because I was looking at 3.5 Montreal team total at a plus price. That's what I'm looking for. And I'll probably wait till we get that available because right now I just see, there we go. Plus 190. Plus 190 over 3.5 goals Montreal. I'm getting in on that. There we go. Locked in. Plus 190 Montreal Canadiens over 3.5 goals team total. This is the exact thing, Jimmy, we saw with the Islanders Bruins game 6. In the last round,
I heard you
2-1 Islanders.
Right there.
Yeah, 2-1 Islanders. They scored 2.
I had a scratch. I apologize.
Yeah.
I heard you guys. It was crazy how that game opened up with those empty netters at the end. I mean, you don't see that many times, but that was one of those where like the other team was just like, okay, you want to pull your goalie? Let's go.
Yep. I'm on that. There we go. I actually like that.
I mean, if you didn't watch that game and you just looked at the score, you would have got a lot different impression, and that was because of that empty.
Yes, 100% true. There we go. All right, we are in. Good stuff.
All right. A guy I've been watching tonight. I've been waiting for him. He hasn't sort of jumped out to me, but I thought he would. Is Corey Perry? I felt like this is one of those games that was made for him. You know what I mean?
He hasn't been noticeable tonight, to be honest, at all. To be quite honest with you, I mean,
like a clincher, right? How many times this guy been in this position, right? I mean, just feel like this would be. I got you, boys. I'll put the young guys on my shoulders. I felt like it was going to be one of those nights for Corey Perry, and I haven't seen that. So I'm interested to see the third period we get from him. He might be something. If I see him coming out buzzing, I might jump on him quick.
Yeah, we'll see. Because you're right. He hasn't had any score. He hasn't even been involved in a little bit of a fracas, getting in front of Leonard and whacking his pads. Usually he does that every game. Where's that tonight? Yep. You wonder. But it's been strange to see that. This game's very close, by the way. High danger chances so far tonight are 4-3 for Vegas. 4-3 for Vegas, high danger chances. And expected goals 1.14 to 0.72 in favor of Vegas. So we haven't seen Vegas ahead in the expected goals margin for a while. They are tonight, and one more high danger chance than Montreal, but they're trailing 2-1. You know what? The high danger chance that was the Carlson one. That probably was one of their 4 high danger chances. And Carey Price, that was absolute robbery on that shot. But other than that, pretty even. I mean, 1.14 to 0.72 isn't much of a margin in terms of expected goals. So it's pretty close. It's just a slight edge to Vegas. In both categories. It's not like Vegas is dominating this game or anything. Not even remotely close to that.
I'll tell you this, man. You were mentioning him earlier right now. Mark Stone has no shots on net. He has no shots on net right now.
He's got to be hurt. I think I'm subscribing to what I'm buying. I'm drinking the Alex Kool-Aid. I'm buying what he's selling that he's hurt. He's got to be.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Going on. Yeah. You're right. Even on the ice now, they showed him. He looks like he's
Marshall's due, but something's weird with Stone. Something's weird with him right now.
Like, look at, he's just barely skating around there. There's got to be an injury. Yeah. There's got to be something. Yeah, Cassie saying they need more traffic right now in front of the net. Cassie on the second intermission analysis. Yeah.
Okay. I look at Brendan Gallagher right now. He's been quiet too. Well, no, he's got 3 shots.
3 shots? Okay. Yeah, a little bit more.
Him and Caulfield are tied for the most shots right now with the Canadiens. He could be interesting. He's due. He is due. And he's having an effect. I mean, he's not showing up in a stat sheet, but he's definitely, I've noticed him. He's making a difference out there. He's being a little pest.
Yes. Yeah. That's what we want. Little pests out there. Yeah. Now, the Red Sox going to score a run. I only mentioned that because I've got Boston tonight.
I lost. They broke the no-hitter, Ian? I didn't see that.
Yeah. I'm like thinking, wow, they got a no-hitter going. They must be leading. And then I checked the score. It's 0-0. It's like, come on, guys.
And did they take him out? Is he still
they did. They took him out.
Yeah.
No, they took him out after this.
That's going to be the worst.
It was a combined no-hitter.
No-hitter.
No, but I mean, like, you're a starter. You're like, what the hell? It's a no-hitter, and I'm getting pulled out of the game. Really?
Yeah, I hear you. It's frustrating.
I have Boston plus 1.5, but also Tampa money lines in my parlay, so I'm covered either way. But
guys, I'm from Boston. You guys know that. I'm surprised. I mean, they've been kind of mediocre in the last couple of weeks, but the Red Sox surprised me this year.
Big time. Yeah, I didn't think they'd be where they are. Look at this crowd in Montreal. Wow.
Are you still getting value, guys, on the Red Sox? I don't bet baseball much. No. Are you guys still getting value on them or no?
Not as much. Not
Okay.
as much now. They've adjusted a little bit. I just liked them today because I didn't like Waka at all.
So they actually pay attention to baseball, unlike hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go.
We're not getting any shots of the crowd here, Ian, on NBC. It's brutal.
Wow. That is brutal. What are you guys? Wake up, guys, and realize what's going on here. Yeah. They're not showing anything. Wow. I mean,
I hope Robin Leonard didn't read my tweets tonight, guys. I don't know if you saw my last tweet, but I said the book on Leonard is a lot easier to read than the book on Caulfield.
Yeah. That is true. That's a good way of summing it up. Yeah.
I just hope I didn't fuel the guy. I hope he wasn't reading in the intermission because that would be counterproductive to my financial gains here. Because you know him, he likes to read Twitter.
Yeah. USA Network has this game on MR.
Yeah.
In the chat. Yeah. USA Network. Yeah. See, people can't even find this damn game.
We got a crowd shot here. We got a crowd shot.
Wow. It's about time.
Hey.
Jeez,
what an
that's
atmosphere.
A lot of freaking people.
What an atmosphere there. Yeah. That's why it's sickening. They can only get 3,500 in the arena. Look at the people outside there. Do you see any distancing there? If that's what you're concerned, it can't be about health and distancing.
I don't know if you guys saw. I can't. Politics. I'll find it. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet I did earlier. Excuse me. Anyways, guys, McLean's Pub has a terrace that goes right onto Peel Street, which is one of the most highest traffic streets in Montreal. Pubs, restaurants, stores, everywhere. So they have a terrace where there's like 3 couples right now sitting, and around the terrace is just people like this. Like sardines. And the owner's like, really? So I can't have more than 3. I can't have more than 6 people on my terrace right now. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's insane. Insanity. Yeah. Wow.
I'm assuming those people all in the crowd out there aren't supposed to. I'm assuming like they're not doing anything about it, but I don't think it's allowed.
Well, it's not allowed. That's the point. Like, I mean, how can you allow? How can you not be more strict about breaking that up if you're going to be so strict on my friend's bar?
Yes, you can't allow a certain number of people in his bar,
You're hammering down on him. You're fining him if he has more than 6 people on his patio.
Yeah.
I mean,
what are we missing here? There's more than 6 people in downtown Montreal right now on that street outside the Bell Center.
Yeah.
A lot more. It's not allowed, but Quebec does what they want. Yes, of course. Especially on a night like this. Yeah.
Even Quebec's government, they were pretty strict with COVID. Like they had the curfew.
Yep.
There was a curfew for like 8 p.m. and then.
But here's what I'm trying to say, Terry, is like there's a real feeling there, and like Ian knows, I'm not one of these big conspiracy theory guys, but there's a real feeling there that the government has something going on there.
Yeah.
Like that they're benefiting off filling the streets like this. They've got beer stands in the streets.
Yeah, it might be going into the provincial government's pocket. You never think of that? Or how can you say to the pubs that are right there by the Bell Center that you can't fill your patio, but we can surround your patio with 1,000 people? Yeah, I hear you. It's a double stand. It's like double standard, and that shouldn't be like these pubs. And these pubs are hurting. I know. Yeah. I have 2 great little joints here in Dundas where I go there, and they've had a really tough time. Collins Brew House and Winchester Arms, 2 beautiful institutions here in Dundas in terms of eateries and pubs and bars. And they've had a hard time, rough time. And I've done everything I can. I've ordered delivery. I've gotten food delivered from those places to my place. I've gone, during the when they was a little respite in the restrictions, I went there to eat once. But other than that, I've gotten food delivery from them most time. It's trying to do your part because damn well you enjoy these places. They're your local places. You like to have a pint there. If you don't support them, you're not going to be able to enjoy their food and their drinks anymore because they're going to go under.
And like, think of what they just went through. And so all I'm trying to say, I'm sorry, guys, I know this has nothing to do with the topic here that we're on here for, but I'm just watching it, and I have so many friends up there, and I'm just looking at the money they lost during this pandemic, and like this was a gift from God to have the Habs go on this run right now, where like they could literally make up half of what they lost.
Yep.
Literally, if they let the pubs just open their terraces up and let the people come in the pub and pack it. Because if you're clearly not concerned about COVID restrictions if you're letting people be that close outside the Bell Center like that. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah, pretty clear that the health and distancing and all those ridiculous, concerns you've had for years. They weren't ridiculous a year ago, but now look, you're saying you're concerned about that in terms of letting the amount of people you're letting into the arena, but you're not concerned about just a swarm and a throng of humanity lining up downtown Montreal and packing the streets right now.
Yeah.
There's something that doesn't jive here. All right.
I've got people watching me, Ian, here I'm talking about this. They're making fun of me saying, what are you talking about, terrace? That's what they call it up there, Ian. Vouch for me in Quebec. That's what they call their patios.
Terrace, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, Monica. There you go.
It is. That's what
people are watching here saying, "Oh, what are you talking about?"
We're giving you a little French education right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. And Jimmy's a good person to give you a little French education because he's been there a lot and he loves that city. Yeah, you wouldn't think that for a Bruin reporter, but yes, he's loved Montreal from the beginning. That's
right, guys, and that's it's a great hockey town. I hope they can keep this going. We'll see. I'll tell you right now, though, guys, this is a toss-up to me. What do you think, Ian?
This game is it's still up for grabs. I thought Vegas had a good second period. And right now they got the slightest of edges and high danger chances. The expected goals margin is slightly in their favor as well. They played a decent road game. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to finding a way to bury a puck and put it in their net. You're right, with the comment on the screen. You're right. That I just clicked that by accident here. That's what it is. My mouse hit something, and that's why we got the.
There we go. Screen, our screen got smaller here. So
yeah, there we go. We'll get rid of that. There we go. It's just highlight the. There we go. Now we're back. That's the way it should be.
Oh, we got another crowd shot.
Crowd shot, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I've been right there.
I haven't checked Twitter at all to see if they, like a number of how many people are out in that spot.
It goes way beyond that.
No, okay.
The main drag, St. Catherine and Rene Levesque right now are closed completely.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't go through. You can't drive through downtown Montreal right now.
Right.
No. All right, here we go. Third period underway. 2-1 Montreal. We've got the third period over. I've added on Stone, Marchessault, and Carlson to score for Vegas. I've already got Toffoli and Suzuki still for the Canadiens from before the game. Over 1.5. And I'm waiting for a Montreal live team total as well. Because we saw 2 empty net goals for the Islanders to beat the Bruins. We know it's possible for this to go from 2 goals from Montreal to 4. By the end of the game. So I'm looking at a 3.5 team total at a plus, or even 2.5.
I'm seeing 2.5, but it's at minus 200. So
yeah, we'll wait a little longer and jump on that for sure. I'll also be looking at that definitely at some point. We're just going to wait for the optimal line and price with that. Vegas has the puck in the zone. A great save by Pietrangelo, but he does not have the rebound, and they have scored.
Wow.
I was just about to bet Montreal puck line, so I'm kind of happy.
Vegas Golden Knights, and it looks like it was Alec Martin, another defenseman goal.
Yep, that's the ninth defenseman
Golden
goal.
Knights. Yep. Johnny on the spot. There it is, and we're tied.
Well, I cashed my only live bet. I took Vegas team total over 1.5. That one cashed.
There you go. Nicholas Earl on the board. Put it on the board. Yeah. Yes. Huck Harrelson would say, yeah.
Nah, I just laid the minus 200 for that, and I said, screw it. They're going to score another goal. So
could have used that goal early late in the second.
Here we go, guys. And you're right. Jimmy was thinking this game's not over yet. And here we go. 2-2. Vegas has tied it up. They're not going away. Well, you knew they wouldn't go away quietly. It's a damn good hockey team.
No.
Vegas. Everybody knows they're a damn good team, but just hasn't looked like it offensively at times in this series. But that's what you want. Great job by Martinez. That's why he's a great defenseman, man. Martinez is just so good, and he doesn't get talked about like so many other defensemen in this league, but he's won a cup. He's been great in these playoffs. And look at the smarts. Get in front of that net. I know I'm a defenseman, but hey, we need a goal right now. We need some offense, and just a great play by him to go to the net, get on that rebound. Because you're not going to score there if you don't go to the net. You don't play aggressively. He did there.
But yeah, it was just another defenseman that scored, though. They need more goals from their forwards in this series, and they still need a power play goal. Can you imagine if they go on and win a series in 7 games without a power play goal?
Yeah,
nothing but 5-on-5 goals. Like they need a power play goal to win a series here.
Yeah, especially Nick, when you consider that most years and most series, it's your special teams that needs to come through for you to win these series, your power play, because often it's tougher to score 5-on-5. And yet Vegas is in a position where they could still get to game 7 and maybe even win this series without a single power play goal. That is mind-boggling when you think of it.
Yeah.
Right now I'm seeing for next to score props, Canadiens at +160 and Golden Knights at +140.
All right. Good up. I might get involved in that now because, like I say, third period, I up the volume of live bets when it comes to third periods in these games. So I'm going to look for a fifth goal prop at some point. We'll see how the flow of play goes right now. But the flow of play right now looks like it could be going to Vegas. What a save just now by Price, and they're buzzing right now. Vegas, they're feeling it now. They got pressure, and Montreal clearing the puck now. It looks like down the ice. The question is, will it be icing? No, it won't. But boy, Vegas feeling it a little bit now. It's going to have me tempted to maybe look Vegas next goal, but we'll wait and see if they can get another wave going. But that was a good shift again for the Golden Knights.
I'm sorry.
Carlson got the assist on the goal.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he's had a good game, Carlson. He has. And he, like I say, he could have scored a couple. Earlier in this, he got robbed by Price in the second period with the one glorious chance that he had. Yeah, we definitely are on the over 1.5. It is. It's actually right there with Montreal money line is my biggest bet of this game, pretty much pregame anyway. Almost a terrible giveaway by Vegas there, and Montreal almost made them pay for it. Almost took advantage of that sloppy play by the Canadiens there. Good save by Price, and it looks like no rebound, so we'll hold on for a face-off. Tuck with a pretty decent attempt on net. Wow. Yeah, Edmondson saved a goal there on one of the other chances they had. Price got a piece, and that was wide open there for, I believe, William Carrier is the guy that would have put that in if the puck had gone on his stick, but Edmondson cleared it away the last second. Great play by him there. Saved a goal.
I'll tell you what, boys, you can get Montreal right now +500 to win this period.
That's
I know it's questionable, but
how many times have you seen the team swarming like Vegas is right now? Get nothing, and then Montreal comes down one chance and in the net.
That's why I haven't taken Vegas to score next, because I've seen this happen too many times.
Too many times, exactly. We've been around the block.
I mean, we saw that. We saw that in game number 1 of this series, where there was nothing but Montreal the first 10 minutes, and it felt like the first time Vegas went down, they scored.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Wow, we got ourselves a slobber knocker, another slobber knocker in Game 6, just like last night.
This game's going to overtime.
What is the draw, by the way? We'll take a look at that right now. I'm sure it's not great now. Yeah, +1.
This game, this game is starting to yell overtime at me.
Yeah, unfortunately, the price for the draw isn't yelling at me at +120. But yeah, it could be one of those. That's why I think the value is actually with one of these teams to win the third period. Maybe as opposed to the draw. If you want to take that, like Montreal for, as Jimmy said, +500.
I mean,
in the third.
Or maybe
you bet $5, you get yourself a case of beer.
Yeah. Yep.
Or you could look at the total 3-way where you go exactly 5 goals at +275.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. That is an option.
Yeah.
I might just throw $5 on that and just call it there.
Yeah, I'm standing pat for now. I want to see another couple shifts. Let's get to the first TV timeout, and then we'll make some more decisions at that point, which will be under 14 minutes. So let's see. Does Vegas keep, getting some good pressure? It looks like that tuck line is in again right now. Pete DeBoer is shaking up the lines, I think, a little bit. Or has he? No, he's got Stone and Pacioretty still. I thought he'd maybe split them up for a minute with Stevenson. No, he's got them together still. All right, Montreal. No, couldn't get anything going there. Blocked shot. Yes.
Hey?
Who has?
Petrie.
Yeah, Petrie, yes. Gallagher, Perry. Those are the three.
He hasn't generated a lot. Well, Gallagher's got a lot of shots, but you're right. They're not quality shots. I know what you're saying. He's not been Gallagher.
No, exactly. And Perry certainly not a whole lot. And not even getting in the goalie's face or anything. Which
this is when those kids need those vets to step up.
Yeah. Yeah, the kids are doing it. The kids are all right tonight. Yeah. For Montreal. We got ourselves a tipping point in this series. Like I say, if it goes back to a game 7, I don't know if that's necessarily good.
If this goes back to game 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be worried for Montreal. This is their golden opportunity here to end it tonight.
This is their game 7.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you remember what Vegas did when they had the chance to close game 7 at home against I hate to bring it up, Terry. I'm sorry. Minnesota, but that home game 7, they were just on fire that night, Vegas. And I worry that could happen again if it gets there.
Gotta be careful though. Vegas loves taking 5-minute penalties in game 7s at home.
Well said.
Out there.
Right.
And ironically, who was the opposing coach?
Yeah, DeBoer.
Yeah, DeBoer. That's right.
That was that crazy ending I remember a few years ago. Yeah,
that was nuts.
Yeah, brutal for.
I remember
terrible turnover. No, stopped by Leonard off a terrible turnover by the Golden Knights and bailed out by Robin Leonard. Bails out Shea Theodore of all people who made that turnover. Yeah, wow. Whew. Give Leonard credit there. That was a big moment to rise up and make a huge sudden turnover like that.
I just saw that. That was a huge save there.
That's proof to know just can't buy one right now. What an opportunity. Gift wrap turnover right on his stick and still can't find the back of the net. That's okay. Like we've said, let's see. He's doing a lot of good things the other end of the ice, and that's just as important at this time of year. All right, so now we're at the first TV timeout of the third period. We've got Vegas, or we've got let me see where these team totals are at for Montreal. That 2.5's dropping a little bit. But the thing is, the handicap has totally changed now, because now all of a sudden the empty net scenario is out of play, is out of the question now. So I feel like won't bet.
Yeah, with when it comes to the third period overs, I think this was your worst nightmare. Them tying it, and now they're going to try to play lockdown defense.
Yeah, I'm concerned a little, but there's still lots of time. That's the good news. That first goal came early, 13 minutes. This could be like last night, though. You're right, with Tampa Bay and the Islanders. Islanders got the only goal in the third, tied it at 2, and then it was just a little bit, cautious, I guess. We don't want to make that big mistake. And then,
wow. Did you guys see what just happened that Red Sox-Rays game?
No.
Yeah, a wild pitch ended the game after what? Pitch. 7 2/3.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. No hitter. They lose on a wild pitch. You freaking kidding me?
Yep.
Wow.
That's a tough one for the Red Sox. Really tough. Yep. What? Really tough. Yep.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yep. That is a tough way to lose, though. I mean, the guy pitched great tonight for the Red Sox. Or my Canadian friend, Nick Pivetta. Couldn't have asked for more from him.
Where's he from?
BC.
BC, okay.
Yeah. Victoria, I believe. Yep. All right, so here we go. We're back from the commercial. Oh, Sherratt with a shot that just got through, but stopped by Leonard.
You can get Habs plus 200 to score next.
they're starting to tilt the ice a little. Yeah, there he goes. Jimmy's on it. Plus 200.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on it with you guys.
There we go. Everybody's diving. No,
not for my Vegas bet. Nope.
No. I'm going to stay off
look
for
at
now.
Vegas to score next.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you can get that at plus price too, though.
Plus 160 in some spots. Yeah. Yeah, but Montreal plus 200. And then you could also do the no fifth goal at plus 170 right now.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe I was going to say maybe a split bet for me of no goal and Golden Knights goal. So as long as Montreal doesn't score, I'm good.
Yeah. But that would be like a hedge or me buying out of the over 1.5 in the third period if I took the no goal. So I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Just going to hope that even though we may not have an empty net, possibility here in the final few minutes that we could find one of these teams to pot one. We'll see. There's 12:22 left in the third period, a 2-2 tie.
And see,
are they showing the Caulfield goal again? No, they're just showing the chance he had just now. Or no, didn't have a chance, but just a highlight of him almost being in a position to get a chance again. But he's going to the right spots. That's what you like to see. Right in front of the net.
Let's see for Vegas if they can have their knight in shining armor tonight.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. The old rim shot. I've gone to that well a few times with the knight in shining armor, talking about the Lee or Pacioretty or someone. Yeah, just the obvious play on words.
If this game goes to overtime, it's gonna be Mark Stone. It's gonna be Mark Stone if it goes to overtime.
That would be something. Yeah, that's your pick for Vegas. That's your Buccigross challenge pick.
Yep, exactly.
If it goes to overtime for Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday for me it was Cizikas or Nelson.
Yep. By the way, speaking of Buccigross, I'm hearing that for sure ESPN NHL play-by-play people will be him, Buccigross, Leah Hextall, Sean McDonough, Steve Levy, for sure. Those are 4 that are set in stone. Yeah.
Okay. As long as it's not Stephen A. Smith, I'm fine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Keep him away from a hockey studio.
Exactly.
So no Gary Thorne?
The Gary Thorne's up in the air. They're still talking. It would probably not be the lead role if they bring him on. It would be a reduced role, part-time role because he's also an older gentleman. Yeah. So that's still being ironed out. But Mark Messier, they announced today, going to be part of their coverage. Yep, studio coverage for ESPN. So TNT got Gretzky, ESPN got Messier. So there you go. And
it'll be interesting to see what the networks pick as their favorite teams, because back in the day it was always Detroit, Philadelphia, Dallas, Pittsburgh. There's like 6 teams that just rotate on ESPN forever. So I'm sure the networks will have their favorite, just like NBC had, Chicago, Philly, Boston, on a constant loop basically.
How about get Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews on your network a lot, even though they play for Canadian teams? They're only, 2 of the top, 3-4 players in the league right now.
It'll probably be like Colorado with Nathan McKinnon, and it'll probably be Boston, probably be the big network. Vegas, one of the New York teams, whether it's the Rangers or the Islanders, probably the Rangers will probably be the pick there.
Yep.
Like it's going to be the big market teams. It's not going to be LA. The Winnipegs or it's going to be LA. It's not going to be one of those smaller ones like Florida or something like that.
Right. And it makes you wonder too with where they're located. You got Turner Sports in Atlanta, ESPN in Bristol. Does that make a difference to why you don't see a lot of the Western Canadian teams all the time?
Yeah, it's I think it's just they didn't have many Canadian teams for years on NBC. And it's to me now you got to change. You're talking about specifically McDavid and Matthews too. Even if you don't want because of ratings and the Canadian teams don't rate, I get all that stuff. I get it's a business. You want ratings. You want people watching. It's harder to get them to tune into the Canadian teams. But 2 of the top 5 players in the league right now are McDavid and Matthews. And guess what? They play for Canadian teams. So show some fucking games of the Leafs and the Oilers for that reason. If you're ESPN and TNT, you got to do it. You got to showcase these guys as your stars, your superstars in the league. You got to show that.
I agree.
To a national audience. I don't care. They could play for a Chinese team. They could play for a Greek team, Italian, doesn't matter. You got to put them on the network if they're the top two of the top players in the league, which they are. Vegas with some chances now, by the way, right now, and getting that forecheck going again. Back and forth we go in this third period now. Both teams are getting some pressure, getting some zone time. Icing, it looks like, here on Montreal. Wow, what a finish we're going to have here with 9:25 to go, third period, 2-2. It's an elimination game. Can't ask for much more. Yeah, no pressure. None at all.
Overtime goal to force a game 7. I wonder where we saw that. Where we saw that last.
Yes, just 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
You're hoping for the same thing. It's odd, isn't that funny, Nick? You're hoping for the exact same situation to occur tonight.
Yeah, because I was anticipating these series go 7 each. Because the NHL would love nothing more for ratings than Game 7 in Las Vegas. Like, there's nothing they would want more than that.
Yep. No, they wouldn't mind a Game 7, that's for sure. And I think they'd really like to see. They won't admit it, but come on, let's be honest. From a viewing standpoint and ratings
they
on
want
NBC,
Vegas and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. Vegas and Islanders would be nice too. Islanders are decent. No, I think they'll take either of Tampa or the Islanders. They just don't want Montreal.
Yeah. Because once again, the Canadian teams don't get the ratings.
That's right.
But I remember seeing, I think it was a meme or whatever. I saw like the casual hockey fans want Vegas and Tampa Bay when the actual like in-depth hockey fans want the Canadiens and the Islanders.
Yes, like Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Canadiens and Islanders. Yeah. I think that'll be a really close, really like good series. Like it's not going to be like.
I don't care as long as we get the Islanders. Yes. I don't want to fall again in the semifinals. No, we did that last year.
Now, what a game that's going to be tomorrow night, Game 7. I know you're betting you may already have the Islanders in the series.
Yeah, so. I was going to say I'm staying off the specific game. I have them plus 230. So
yeah, there you go. I'm kind of feeling the same way, but I'm tempted to take them again just by themselves in Game 7. But then I look at that 13-0 off a loss in the playoffs for Tampa Bay. And it's like, you know what? I might just stick with that little plus, 240 that I got, or plus. I think it was plus 220 when I got it for the series. So might stick with that. It was a small bet. It was just because I thought it was a little overpriced. I thought the Islanders could compete, and that's what they've done. They've competed in this series, and they've given themselves a chance in it. I'm standing pat right now.
Me too, guys. I've been looking at some things, but
I'm not touching anything else. Maybe I want to see what the number is, but the exact 5 would be the only thing I look at. Yeah. That's plus 260.
Probably what I will do is I will bet a very small, next goal prop, 5 going into the final TV timeout, which will be under 6 minutes. If there's one team that I see that's starting to get some pressure, really come close. So I might sprinkle on something. Other than that, I'm going to stand pat. I'm all of a sudden a little worried about the over in the third period, I will admit, because you're right. We could see this just stay at 2-2 and we go to overtime. That's definitely a possibility. We saw it last night.
Yeah, I just hopped on that. Plus 260, the three-way total, exactly 5 goals.
There you go. Yeah. That's definitely a good possibility. You could see that now.
Because if I go to overtime now, that's golden. That's cashed. If this goes to overtime.
Yes.
That's my draw bet.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Alec Martinez, free agent, boys.
Yeah. Unrestricted?
Yep.
There you go. They got decisions to make. Yep.
No. A lot of players in this series raising their value.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah. And if this goes Game 7, you got to look shots on goal props on all of these Vegas defenders. Pietrangelo, Theodore, and Martinez.
What's interesting, guys, is that I was listening to, as I always do, TSN 690 in Montreal earlier today, and Pierre Maguire was on there saying how the shots and defensemen the margin had swayed from the Knights to the Habs gradually through this series, and now you see all of a sudden it just turned around completely, and it's had a complete effect in this game.
No question. We've seen different. Montreal is just buzzing just now, but they just couldn't get a handle on the puck right around Robin Leonard. A million potential opportunities to put a puck on net and score, but boy, they just couldn't get the puck to settle down there at all.
Oh.
Wow. Well, there he is, I think, finally having a chance there. Corey Perry. He has come to a little bit of life here in the third period, finally making a little impact, making some things happen, working hard. And then what a chance just now for Tyler Toffoli. His backhand, Leonard has it, but then it looked like it was about to get behind him there on that, but he squeezed the pads together and kept it out. Wow. Good action, back and forth. Both teams have had chances the last couple of minutes.
Yeah. Going back to the defenseman shots there, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys mentioned the actual stats right now. It's 11-4 in favor of Vegas right now.
Yeah.
Shots from the blue line.
Yeah. Their defensemen are the only ones doing anything. It's none of the forwards for Vegas.
Jeff Petrie, amazingly for the Canadiens right now, no shots on net for Jeff Petrie, which makes you wonder. And we go back to the injury from the last round, guys. I mean, it was reported that it was an arm injury, a wrist maybe. I mean, is he hurting right now? He's not shooting. He's just choosing to pass.
Very possible. I think he's definitely there's a less than 100% quotient going on here with Jeff Petrie. You're right. He's not shot the puck. That's always something you have to fear on the opposing team is Petrie shooting the puck from the point, and you're just not seeing a whole lot of that right now.
I mean, remember
save for Price right there off a Montreal turnover there. Good save, Price. 6:51 to go, third period, and we're still tied at 2. This is now officially times.
I don't know, guys. I'm Luke Richardson right now. I call a timeout if I'm Montreal.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, settle the boys down right now. They're just. I don't. You need to regroup right now.
Yeah.
Well, right you want to avoid overtime too. You want to get all your energy. Mm-hmm.
Although Montreal may not, because I don't think they've lost in overtime yet this year in the playoffs. But still, do you want to take a chance?
They lost in game.
Yeah, they lost in the series.
4.
Game 4 in Montreal.
2-1 in overtime. That was their first overtime loss in the playoffs.
Well, right.
After what it felt like losing every regular season game in playoff and overtime.
Yes. Okay, so just
this is a Montreal team that couldn't get anything done during the regular season in overtime. But all of a sudden, they've played much better now that it's 5-on-5, not 3-on-3 overtimes.
That's right. They had that stretch during the regular season. They couldn't buy an overtime win. They were losing every single overtime game. That's why it was worth it. If you let Montreal just bet regulation. They can't win in overtime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where if it went to overtime, just live bet the other team.
Yeah. It got to that point. You know, I remember that in like March and April. That's where we were at with Montreal. They were just inept when it came to winning games in overtime. They just couldn't do it.
Which was great because I feel like I only bet Montreal like twice during the regular season. Like I barely ever backed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't bet them much during the regular season either.
Because they were always either just overpriced for me or like just I didn't see any value on them.
Yeah, and then they had that swoon, and then they had the COVID situation. They just never got into that. They never got into that groove where you're like, wow, this is a bet-on team. We could ride them for like a week or two and expect really good results. Oh, Jimmy, you left the bar and you went to the Bell Center, huh? Nice.
That's where I am now, boys.
There we go. Yeah.
We're changing it up, boys.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Yeah. Hope you're enjoying the game there. Yeah. 3,501 fans now.
I snuck in.
You sure you don't want to go out on the street with the 8,000 other fans at least?
Yeah, I'm trying to grab one of those live shots. That would be cool. Let's see.
We're going to put Jimmy out with the crowd there on the street, riding the wave.
See what we can find.
Shot on goal for Carlson. Carlson's been getting a few shots. Now that last one was just a toss at the net, but
yes,
he's been getting shots.
Yeah, it is a good game for the Betcast. MR, I agree with you. We want games that are competitive, compelling, close, and that's what we got here with this game so far. It's been a good hockey game. Do or die. I mean, one team faced an elimination. We could get overtime just like we did last night. You can't ask for much more than that.
Yeah.
This game's delivered, and it's been a great third period. I mean, both teams have been going after it. Nobody's sitting back either. That's what I'm impressed with, guys. Both teams are going after that go-ahead goal. All right, this is my last chance to make a live bet pretty much for the rest of this third period. I said I'd probably sprinkle on something for the next goal, but simply betting who's
at this point, no goal.
Yeah.
No goal's a minus 250.
I was going to say, you got to lay a price now for that. But the Canadiens team total over is at minus 120 now, 2.5.
Yes.
And check and make sure that isn't regulation only.
Right. Yeah. Look at that crowd. Avenue de Canadien de Montreal there. Unbelievable atmosphere there. Oh, man. Good for them, though. Hey, enjoy it. You know, you don't get a chance to go to the Stanley Cup final every day with one more goal and you're going to the Stanley Cup final. You don't get to that point very often. All right, we're going to do a little sprinkle here. Just quarter unit for me on each team, Montreal and Vegas. You got plus 600 Montreal, plus 500 Vegas.
Yeah.
Small shots. One of the scores were good. That's what we're looking for, obviously. Which means that if there's, it'll hurt a little bit for me financially, just a little, if there's no goal in the next 450, because we've already got the third period over, of course. Yeah. But take some chances. That's why the fixed amount of money for the bankroll is set aside for nights like this.
Yeah.
Oh, big save Price right there. Great right pad save. The big point shot for Vegas.
They wouldn't let me outside back. Sorry, guys.
No, they just wouldn't. Yeah, too many people out in the downtown area now. Yeah. Wow, shot went just wide. Unbelievable.
Oh.
Unbelievable action now. Vegas with a great chance. Montreal back in the other direction. Saved by Leonard. Wow, on a very good chance there. Holy mackerel. Woo. Back and forth we go.
You gotta say good back and forth action for real.
It is. It's right now I'm feeling good. I sprinkled a little on that. It feels like something could happen here. Both teams, neither team sitting back. Both teams feel like, hey, we got to get this. Great back and forth right now. Physicality picking up, 3:30 to go. Here's that top line again. Pacioretty. Can they get something done here? They're the guys you look to. Oh, that's going to be icing on Montreal. Well played. Robin Leonard let that puck slide just to the left of him to get that icing call on the Canadiens. Another chance for Carlson, man. Carlson's had a good game, but he's got to score. He's got to find a way to put one in. Simple as that. I mean, Caulfield, by the way, had that chance. And look at the speed this kid has. What a great chance he had there. That would have been his second of the night had he put that one in. 3:26 to go, by the way, in this third period. The radio guy is right. It feels like overtime already. I think you're listening to the Montreal radio guy, and that would be Dan Robertson, I should say. Yeah. Jimmy, you're muted. I think Jimmy said something there, yeah, but we didn't hear.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, Dan Robinson's a guy. Play-by-play, great guy.
Yep. TSN 690. Radio voice of that. Actually does their TV games every now and then, too. He fills in for Mudryk when he's away on the TSN television. So, yeah, it really good, by the way. Got a good voice for Good pipes for broadcasting. 2-2. By the way, Anderson, not happy about a non-call, I believe, on the last shift. 2:46 to go, by the way, third period, and still 2-2. So we're winding down here and over. Oh, there was the hit on Anderson there. Yes, he took a big hit from from Tuck in the neutral zone. Yeah, I mean, but the same time, I've seen those kind of hits.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a penalty, but
yeah, and not called at this time of the game.
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
It's got to be something like I hate to do this, but that's why we were talking about this. Who did I say this? It was to Grant, our special guest a few days ago. That people wanting a penalty that is a penalty in the first period to also be called in a tie game in the playoffs with 2 minutes to go in the third period, saying you got to call it then. That's never going to happen. I mean, I've been watching hockey for 40 minutes, and I've been talking about maybe they should call every penalty, regardless of score, time, and situation, and they've still never done it that way. It's still the human element. These refs will swallow the whistle, and an interference call that they would have called right there in the first period, they're not going to call it 2-2 in an elimination game with 2 minutes left in the third. They're just not calling that penalty. And I don't think it's changing. You can talk about how it should change. It's about time it changes. No, I think 20 years from now, you're going to get the same kind of officiating. That call, maybe in the first period, that call, 2-2, 2 minutes to go in the third elimination game, not calling it. All right, 1:35 to go. Vegas has the puck, and they're buzzing a little bit here in this Montreal zone. Montreal failed clearing attempts on a couple of occasions. Man, if you're a Canadiens fan, Vegas fan for that matter as well, you're just pins and needles right now. This is the way you felt last night, right, Nick?
Absolutely.
Hey, Ian.
Absolutely.
Ian, I put on Dan Robinson for you. I don't know if you can hear him.
Oh, yeah, I hear him faintly in the background, yeah.
There he is. How far behind is you guys?
Sergio Momesso, I believe, is the
Yep.
partner for him in the booth. Yeah.
Leonard, stay in the net, please. Don't need to pull a flurry.
There's Sergio right there.
Yep. Yeah, they were good. I'm glad they got the rights finally for the Habs radio games, TSN 690.
Sure.
For years, it was on this CJOB or some other.
Yeah, CJAD.
Yeah, exactly, for Montreal. And TSN 690 is the all sports radio station in Montreal. So it makes sense that the Habs should be on that station. And finally it is. It's been that way, I think, for 4 or 5 years now. They've had the rights. They got it from CJAD. I'm telling you, Jimmy's locked in and connected with Montreal. He knows the freaking call identification of the radio stations. There's CJAD. I know. I'm impressed.
Not bad.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
30 seconds. Here we go. 30 seconds. We'll give you a little play-by-play here. Vegas into the zone. There's a shot. I think that Price turned that one away. Vegas has it behind the net. 25 seconds left in the third period. 2-2 tie. Could be on the way for another overtime and elimination game, but Vegas still has the puck in the zone. 15 seconds. Still time to do something with it. Here's a chance for the Knights moving in. Backhander. Oh, just wide. What a chance that was for Vegas there, but couldn't get the puck on net. 4 seconds to go. They scrum the puck along the boards, and we are going to overtime in Game 6.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Third period over, bites the dust. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Just like last night. You got the 2-2 goal, but there was chances. This is not like both teams shut it down.
There definitely was chances.
Yeah. Disappointing, but oh well. Well, here we are now, 2-2. Same score as last night as well.
Here we go, boys. Wow.
Is this not
3-2 to force a Game 7? Back-to-back nights. Let's go.
Wow. And Montreal, let's not forget, other than Game 4 in this series, overtimes have been good to them in these playoffs. We'll see if it can be good again tonight. But boy, Vegas has played good, though. I mean, they have. They're right in it. I still think Mark Stone is a little bit, something's off with him physically. I'm buying what Alex is selling there.
Yeah, like I said, I heard that from a source of a source that there's 2 forwards that are significantly injured and playing for Vegas. So
there you go.
It kind of makes sense that Stone would be one of them.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he scores the overtime winner, though.
It could happen.
Yep.
Crazier things have happened in the playoffs.
And I think the overtimes can be settled within 3 minutes. Because I feel like with these tight games, they're always – I realize the overtimes are done like within the first 5 minutes of overtime.
Yeah.
These type of games. We saw it last night. We saw it plenty of times in the first and second round, especially I remember a few Boston games that ended within the first couple minutes of overtime. So, yeah, I definitely think that this doesn't get past the 15-minute mark of the first overtime.
Yeah, I wish there was a prop. When does the overtime goal get scored? I'm waiting for that to be offered. You know,
Yeah,
like
right.
the options for live betting are minimal, other than betting who scores and who wins the game. You know, I would put that prop out there.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That should be a prop. Yeah, time frame of the goal. Yeah. First 10 minutes of the first overtime, second 10 minutes of the first overtime, first 10 minutes of the second overtime. And you could get some crazy prices on those. That's probably why they're scared to offer it.
Right.
But Dave, you're talking about a sports book and offering all options and all kinds of different things on the betting menu to your consumers. There you go.
Yeah.
Here's your chance. Put it out. Time of the overtime goal.
How many overtimes? Over under 1.5. That's an under.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to make the under like a minus 1,000 for people not to think about betting it.
Yeah, yeah. Or I think there would maybe if once it goes to overtime, a yes/no prop on when it goes second overtime.
Yeah.
And the second overtime, if you hit yes, it's like a plus 1,200.
Right. Or it would be live. So like you know it would start at like plus 1,200 and then you know as it would drop down as the time goes on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the only series to go double overtime has been Carolina and Nashville.
Right. Yep.
My bladder is strong, but for the first time tonight, nature is finally calling. So we're gonna pop out a little washroom break. Like this is I haven't even stepped out for a single second during this Betcast yet. But finally, I am. Plus, I'm going to get a refill as well. So I will be back in 2 minutes.
All right. We'll hold down the fort for a second.
I guess you're stuck with me now, Alex.
That's all good. Yeah, I had to refill my drink a couple of times, so it's good that everybody else got to get a break now.
Yeah. Well, you were able to get your break when you charging your headphones. So
yeah, right. And then I had to do that. Yeah, this headset only lasts like maybe about 90 minutes, I think, give or take. Then it starts beeping in my ear.
Yeah. Those your only pair of headphones where you can't?
I have two sets of these. Yeah, because they're super durable, and the space that I have in front of me it's not good for like a table mic. So I might be changing my setup after the season, and I'll have a real chair and a real mic and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's what I like about my setup. I have like a whole desk here. I got an actual mic, so it's like I have my own setup. I have a backdrop too and everything. So I got it all for right now.
Yeah.
So who scores the game winner?
It's either going to be Caulfield or I know you're saying Stone, but I think maybe Marchessault. Yeah.
I'm actually going to say it's going to be Carlson if it's Vegas, and it's going to be Kakaniemi if it's Montreal.
Okay.
That would be my picks for overtime there.
Yeah, I can see that. Or it could just be somebody completely random too. That's the thing about OTs in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, then who's a fourth liner we can look for? Maybe a Stahl.
Yeah.
Stahl could be an interesting one.
Yeah.
Paul Byron.
Yep, that's another one too. Yeah.
For Vegas, that would be Nicholas Waugh.
Oh yeah, who already had an OT winner.
Already had a wall winner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he could be a potential if you're talking about someone out of nowhere.
Yeah. And how big would that be for him? He's a Montreal native. If he can get 2 OT goals in Montreal, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe a Nate Schmidt.
Maybe.
I'm just throwing names out there now.
Right. Terry, who do you think is going to score in OT? Which player?
I have no idea because I'm hoping it's going to be a Montreal player. So
yeah,
who knows who's going to score for them, right? Because their offense is so evenly split. It feels like
Corey Perry too. Be interesting.
I have a feeling it's going to be someone like Kotkaniemi or Byron or some.
Yeah, that's what we just mentioned, Paul Byron.
Yeah,
and then Kotkaniemi was my first choice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And I'll be rooting for your Islanders tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I lean toward that. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in that game, to truly be honest.
I'll be rooting for the Islanders, but Tampa is the reigning champs for a reason, you know?
I would say, I mean, I now by default have Tampa winning the cup because I have the play on Braden Point to win the Conn Smythe at plus 250. So I kind of need Tampa to win it. But
all I know is I will be at a bar watching the game.
That's nice.
I'm going to need some drinks tomorrow night to watch this hockey game.
Right, yeah. You know, it's funny, when the Hawks won in 2010, me and a buddy went to a bar. It was the day after my 21st birthday. It was June 9th of 2010. And I was so nervous. I just had one beer each period. And when it went to OT, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, well, I got to get another beer because I've been drinking 3 beers for 3 periods. And so I got it, and once Kane scored, I remember chugging the beer, and we paid cash. I told my buddy, like, we got to get out of here. We got to go to any bar that's going to be giving out free shots. We hit about 2 bars that were just giving out free shots as soon as that happened. So,
wow.
Hell yeah.
So if you're in an area where there's multiple bars, maybe think about planning for that because everybody might be doing free shots.
Well, I highly doubt it with me because I'm not in New York. I'm in North Carolina, unfortunately. So that won't happen. Oh, shit,
that's right. That's right. Yeah. I got you. So that's me when, ironically enough, 8 years ago today was Hawks beating the Bruins in 2013. And I was up here for that. And I went to, there's a Chicago bar that's literally like 2 blocks away from my house. So I ran down there, and there were some Hawks fans there. I remember as soon as I ran in, I go, everybody wearing something with Hawks on it gets a free shot. And so then just the place just fucking just erupted and went nuts. So you're in North Carolina. So do the bars have great turnouts for Hurricane games?
I believe so. I never went out to bars for Hurricanes games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or even just during the season, because I know like during the year, or at least like early in the season and during the playoffs, they actually tailgate like in the parking lots out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy. You won't see that with any other hockey teams, even in the summertime of the playoffs. Yeah,
it's amazing what happens with a little bit of winning here with the Hurricanes, because I didn't hear anything from any people from Carolina, and all of a sudden they made the playoffs one year, and everybody's a Canes fan.
Yeah. Yeah, even when they won the cup, it was pretty quiet. Like in 2006, like I remember people saying like, oh yeah, but people celebrated, but it wasn't that big of a deal until later.
Now
on.
It'd be a huge deal because this Hurricanes team has taken over Carolina here, especially in Raleigh. Like everybody, I mean, going through the playoffs, I saw so many people in Canes. So I mean, it was so common to see Svechnikov jersey there, Aho there, like it was very common to see Carolina jerseys everywhere.
Nice. Yeah, it definitely seems to be one of the markets where, one of the southern markets where hockey really, picked up and now has a legitimate fan base, just like Tampa Bay, where everybody kind of really adapted it,
But the Panthers are still waiting.
Well, because they need to be in Miami. Then I've talked to people who've gone to games there. They said that Fort Lauderdale, it's just not that big of an area where you're gonna have the big atmosphere. The game day atmosphere is not the same. When they were in Miami, and that was the beginning of their existence, when they had the Rats and they went to the Cup final. That's when they really had a huge support. So for them to go back to Miami would probably be the biggest thing if they want to stay in the state of Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do I look? You guys can still see me. That's gonna turn the overhead light off. It gets hot with that thing.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Yeah. You can still see me well enough. I gotta have it on for the show when we do it. But this is just a Betcast. It's getting in the late night. If I'm a little dark, we can live with that. It reminds me of the original days of the Ice Guys, where it looked like Alex was living in a cave.
Right. I had
no light on his
one
face.
light shining right in front of me. It was like a mini stage light. That's all I had. Now I got 2-3 lights going on. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. We can see Alex now fully now. Unlike I still go back and look at those old SBR Ice Guys shows. The very begining with Dana Lane, you, me. At the very
I remember those days.
Yeah, it was even
8
before
o'clock in the morning. Yeah,
Yep.
those are the. And then poor Dana had to get up at 6.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think I caught the shows live. I don't think so.
Yeah. No, most people didn't catch the shows live. I think like 80% of the people who watch it were watching it during their lunch breaks.
Yeah. That's a good point in the chat. Yeah, 3 MLB games that are started at 7 o'clock are still going right now. Well, that's,
really?
Yeah, pace of play is really working.
Oh, well, no, okay, but it's 9:58. That's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
No, I mean 7 p.m. Eastern. I mean, but 6 p.m. Central.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty low. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. That's for sure.
But you know what? I get it in a way, but at the same time, I'm a baseball fan. Like, you're going to a baseball game.
Yeah.
You should expect you're going to be there 3 or 4 hours. Like,
yeah.
I don't want the game to be rushed.
I don't want. I agree with that.
Because the tickets ain't cheap.
Yes. No.
Say what you're gonna say.
I was gonna say there's no such thing as cheap seats anymore.
Right. That was always the thing with Mark Burley would pitch, and we go to games and the game would be over in 90 minutes. It's like, well, shit, we only had like 3 beers and just got here, maybe 20 minutes before first pitch, and all of a sudden the game's over. So.
That Astros team looks unstoppable right now.
They do. What are they up 12-2? Yeah.
12-2. I have them on the run line tonight. I got them at -125 before they moved all the way up to -160 on the run line.
Nice. What's up, guys? Back.
Hey, welcome back there, Jimmy.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah. Stepped outside for a bit. Guys, I'm going to say my overtime winners.
Yes.
I'm liking Nosek on Vegas and Deneau for the Canadiens.
Oh, wow.
No.
Talk about off the grid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nosek's got 5 shots tonight, though, boys.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. He's had some chances. There's no denying that.
4. Yeah, so he's got 4 shots. I mean, got to look at those guys, man. Some of the underrated guys haven't played too many minutes. They've got their legs.
Yep. By the way, we're about ready to go here. Overtime is just about to start. The time has arrived. It doesn't get any better than this because this is the way I felt going into the overtime of the Lightning and the Islanders last night. I mean, it's just not only a playoff game overtime, elimination game overtime. When the next goal is either the series continues or the season is over for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There's
it's
nothing
Stanley
like that.
Cup or Game 7. I don't think it gets bigger than that.
No. Now look at that. Alec Martinez was, in the wedding party for the groom, Tyler Toffoli at his wedding, and now they're playing against each other. Yeah, it's a great little thing they're doing on Hockey Night in Canada. Yeah.
Well, they were both kings.
That's right.
Yep, it'd be nice if we could get that here in the States, but oh well.
Yeah, that was a great because they just showed a wedding picture. Toffoli and his, getting ready to get married, and with the groom party there, and he's one of the groom party there. Alec Martinez from years ago, yeah. And now here they are head to head in this semifinal. Life comes full circle, right? All right, we are underway.
Carlson and Kakaniemi. Those are my 2 picks.
Yeah, I guess I better mention mine. I'm going to go with 2 of the guys I bet already. I'm going to go with Suzuki for Montreal. And I'm not sure who I'm going to go with for Vegas. Carlson, because he had so many chances. Carlson.
I said Caulfield and Marchessault.
There you go. Yeah. I was going to say Stone, but I don't know. Stone is, still not doing a whole lot tonight. I think playing through an injury. Yeah, unbelievable chance just now for Vegas, but they missed the net, didn't even hit the net. But they're coming out strong here. The team that's, got season's over if they don't score.
Yeah.
Wow, they're all over the Montreal zone right now. What a shot block just now by Montreal. Incredible. Wow. Outstanding there. Sacrifice there. That was a Pietrangelo shot that was labeled.
Gosh.
And it was blocked right there. But yeah, Vegas is
how about he caught it? He caught the rebound in his glove.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah, Montreal just doing all they can to relieve the pressure.
I think either Vegas scores in the first 5 minutes or Montreal scores late.
Wow. They called icing, but it hit his pad.
That's very interesting. Let's see this on replay again.
Yeah, wait a minute. Wow.
That can't be icing. It hit his goalie.
What the hell?
That can't be. That's a bad call. I mean, if it hits the goalie pad, icing is waved off. That should have been waved off right there. Clear as day, it hit his goalie.
We couldn't make it out of the night without officiating playing a role, right, guys?
Yeah.
We couldn't make it out of this night without – it's been a great game. I swear to God, I don't think we mentioned it once, but they had to fuck it up.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it? Like,
wow. And they are with the face-off in the Montreal zone to the right of Carey Price. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, no wonder the assistant coaches are pissed.
Yeah, right.
Everybody knows that if it hits the goalie or if it hits the or if it's on net at any point, it's no icing on a clearing play. Well, they cleared it out anyway, so that's the good news here.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, what a chance. And stopped by Price. Pacioretty with an incredible chance. What a save by Price. He came out and he challenged it. Huge stop. Wow. Pacioretty snake bit. Well, he did score the other night, but this is a meaningful goal.
He's one of the 2 forwards to score for Vegas this series.
Yeah. That's a big save for Price right there. Great stop. Yeah, there's chances galore right now early in this overtime. So you wonder, how long are we for overtime right now?
Yes! Sorry, guys.
We're not long!
Sorry. Sorry.
It is over.
Wow, Montreal.
Wow.
I wanted the Jimmy reaction. Yeah.
Bye-bye, Vegas. Bye-bye.
The Montreal Canadiens are on to the Stanley Cup final for
Who got that?
Since 1990.
Yeah, I don't know who's going. Yeah.
Was that the no?
I'm trying
looked like
on the
it.
replay, I didn't even
Lekanen.
notice.
He was on,
Lekanen.
okay.
Yep. Arturi Lekanen.
I was
Nobody
thinking
had
of going
him.
with him. I swear to God.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
How about that?
That's amazing.
Montreal plus 125. We cashed that pregame. Montreal for the series plus 425. That comes through. We lose over 6.5, but who the hell cares? I mean, Montreal plus 425, the over 5.5, everything makes up for it. Unbelievable. What a story. What a run.
Yeah!
What a ride for this team. Exceptional. Just outstanding. And finally looking like that team that coming into the season. And that red suit of Marc Bergevin, I'm telling you.
Yep.
That suit of Marc Bergevin.
Oh, look at him go. Look at him
He's
go.
worn it every night they've had a chance clinch a series, and they're undefeated with him wearing that red suit.
Wow, do you see him jumping there?
Yeah. Yeah.
He looks a little happy there.
Wow. Pacioretty.
Wow. Poor Pacioretty. Yep. And he had a chance just right before that.
Yeah, exactly. A great chance, but this is one hell of a run for the Habs right now.
It is unbelievable. Yeah.
The Habs are going to the Stanley Cup final, boys.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
A Canadian
team in the Cup final. Yep. There you go.
Imagine that city right now.
Yep.
Oh, they showed the crowd for a second. It's got to be absolutely pandemonium right now.
Oh yeah, they haven't. I'm shocked we haven't seen it, or at least I wasn't looking when they showed it.
They showed it just briefly.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just absolute pandemonium is right. That's exactly. What can you say? Great team effort. They just they were basically an impenetrable force defensively. That was the difference in this series. Nothing from the Vegas forward outside of one Pacioretty goal. Nothing from the forwards.
Holy shit.
Hugging all the players.
Unbelievable. What a run. Wow. It's going to be a party tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, it is going to be a party tonight in Montreal. Yeah, and now Robin Leonard's got to take his lumps right now. Yeah.
Yep, and that's all the Vegas media is going to be talking about now is the goaltending.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't the case, it wasn't a goaltending issue at all. But that's going to be
the forwards.
Yeah, it was the forwards. So exactly.
Yeah, we're finding out very quickly. This is not the series you want to be taking a washroom break, Anthony, right at the beginning of overtime. And even last night, too, with Tampa and the Islanders. You would have missed that, too, if you took that washroom break right at the beginning of overtime. Yep. These have been quick overtimes these last two nights. Wow. Unbelievable for the Montreal Canadiens. This has just been a complete buy-in for the entire team. Like, this is four lines that have all chipped in. This is defensemen that have all played at an extremely high level and a goalie that's playing terrific, Carey Price. This is an entire team that has gotten them to this point. It's not one individual. It's not two or three players. It's been a
He just winked at Price.
Yeah.
He's like hugging every player that walks by.
Wow.
His job got paid.
So, guys, the Habs are technically the Western Conference champs.
Right. So, they're the third team now to have won both the Campbell Bowl and the Prince of Wales Trophy in history. Yeah. They joined the Islanders and the Flyers.
Okay.
Yep.
Of course,
there were some teams
the Leafs could have done that, but they suck.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you know what? In an odd way, the Leafs are vindicated a bit that they got ousted by what could be what is the conference. A Stanley Cup finalist and could be a Stanley Cup champion.
They still suck, Ian. They're chokers.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to make them feel better, Jimmy.
You can't.
Can you imagine
the Habs just won? You won't make them feel better.
Can you imagine if that rink was packed right now?
Oh my God! Yeah,
it would be. They're going nuts.
Yeah,
nuts. It would be an insane asylum. You know, the roof would be blowing off that place right now if they had a full building right now. There it is. Yeah.
And yet Vegas has 500 for this series.
Yep.
That just shows right there.
Holy shit.
And I'm still seeing people on Twitter still saying stuff like garbage hockey team making the finals. Unreal. Vegas dog shit all series.
That's crazy.
Like, come on. I know you might hate Montreal out there. Could you not give them an ounce of credit for this? Is that asking too much at this point? Can we give them a little credit, for Christ's sake, for what they've done?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. This isn't a fluke at this point now.
Yeah. That's just bitterness. I don't know what it is. Just the hatred of the team. I don't know what, but incredible.
Of course, no one's touching it.
Yep. And there it is, Bill Daly. And posing with the Montreal Canadiens for the Clarence Campbell Bowl, or trophy as they call it. Look at the people in downtown. Wow, they're tossing around bunch of inflatable objects. I don't know what the fuck.
That's so weird to see that, Montreal with that trophy specifically.
Yes, exactly, because they've been in the East for forever.
Right.
Yeah. I remember the Leafs were in the Campbell side of things for a bit too.
In the 90s, yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll stay with you guys for another 5-10 minutes or so, and then we'll wrap up. We'll hang around for this final little conclusion to this Stanley Cup final semifinal series, and Montreal we'll just bask in their moment for a bit as they pull off something absolutely phenomenal, the run that they've had. And I'm not in the camp of these sore losers and these Habs haters. Like, even if you hate the Habs, can you not give them tip your cap and say, job well done? Would it kill you to do that? Because they've earned that respect to say, you know what? I may hate the Habs with every fiber in my being, but if you feel that way out there, you got to tip your cap and say, job fucking well done to do what they've done. Can you not do that?
No, if you hate a team, you hate a team. I would never be happy about Detroit making it to a final.
Yeah, so, okay.
Guys, I'm from Boston, and I'm appreciating this. This is amazing.
It is.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
My heart with the Bruins, guys. I won't lie. I grew up in Boston, but, I mean, I appreciate hockey, and this is insane.
Yeah.
This city, needed this so bad. Carey Price is going to the Stanley Cup final.
He has earned a chance to play in the Stanley Cup final for his career, obviously,
And you know what?
How good he is, yeah.
Honestly, I have Braden Point winning the Conn Smythe, but I'm probably going to put something on Carey
get
Price
on it now.
Yeah, because whether they win or lose, he still might get that trophy.
I got him at plus 800 in the beginning of the playoffs.
Nice, yeah.
Look at that little tent that they've got set up there downtown on the street there. It's shaking when they scored that overtime.
Yep.
That tent's going to come off.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Yeah.
What a scene.
Oh, yeah.
What a scene.
I'm just getting that now to him.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about.
Wow. Unbelievable.
On John Baptiste Day. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. A holiday.
National holiday in Quebec.
Yeah.
You can't script it any better.
I'm sorry, guys. There's something cosmic about this Habs team, man.
Yep. I think they're going to fit
if you're not on them yet, you're not on them yet, get on the Habs now. They are going to win the Stanley Cup. I'm telling you right now.
I have them at 22-1. You're not going to get 22-1 now. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. And that's who they're going to beat, Nicholas. Islanders are going to win tomorrow. It's going to be the Islanders and the Habs. Ironically, as the Habs get the Campbell Conference title, they will play a repeat of the 1993 Wales Conference title. That's my prediction.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Wow.
Very cosmic stuff going on here, boys.
And no matter what, Montreal will still be an underdog in the Stanley Cup.
Yep.
Yep. They will. Certainly to Tampa, and I'd argue even the Islanders.
No, it's going to be pretty even against the Islanders.
Yeah. They'll be closer they'll be significant dogs.
Minus 120 is what the Islanders will be if they win tomorrow night. Minus 120.
Yeah, I think it'll be close to that. Yep.
I'll tell you this, guys. You guys are going to think I'm nuts, but I feel like if it's Islanders Habs, I feel like a 6 or 7 game series, and if it's Lightning Habs, I think fucking Habs beat them in 5 or 4. I'm telling you, I think they just shocked the world. I think Tampa just looks ahead of them. I think the Islanders.
If Tampa wins, they'll be a minus 250, minus 300.
Right, guys.
Get
any value.
Yeah. No, I'll be taking them again in the next series for sure, especially if it's Tampa, because I know the value is going to be there. For as good as the Lightning, that's if they face the Lightning. We don't want to count out Nick's Islanders. There is still a Game 7 to be played tomorrow night, but look, unbelievable. And look, that tells you all you need to know about how it's everybody that's tripped in and contributed. Arturi Lehkonen was a forgotten man at points during the season. Like, did this guy even play for Montreal?
We were saying, in the overtime intermission now, it could just be anybody out of nowhere. That's how the playoffs work. And so
that's 100% true. And we saw it tonight. And Lehkonen's been good. I don't want to. I want to make sure people are aware. Well, I said he was a forgotten man. That was during the regular season. He didn't start in the playoffs initially, but since they put him into the lineup regularly here in the playoffs, he's been good. He's been really good for the Montreal Canadiens. And
I was tempted to take him in OT, guys. I really was.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to head out. a little bit
You're gonna
early.
head out, Terry. Yeah, we'll stay on for a few more minutes, Terry. But thanks for joining us, Terry.
Cheers,
We appreciate it. We'll
Have
see
a
you
good night, guys.
tune in tomorrow. We'll be on at 2 p.m. Eastern.
For sure.
Game 7. See you.
guys.
Thanks, Terry. Have a good night.
Yeah. You too.
Here he is, Terry Edelman, with us here. It's just a remarkable night, remarkable run for the Montreal Canadiens. And look, people are saying you're full of shit, Ian, that you have futures on this one. I'm still hearing people say that, and it's not. Do you want to watch the Ice Guys season?
I was going to say, yeah, you had that right. The premiere, the first episode, you talked about that.
You're talking about Montreal was one of my favorite Stanley Cup. It really was. One of my favorite futures. Beginning of the season was the Montreal Canadiens. I put $100.
All three of us loved Montreal to possibly win.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep. 2,200 is coming my way.
I already won 1,500, boys.
Victory. Yeah.
I just catch 1,500.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, to win the conference, you mean,
going back
right?
to some things I made in the beginning of the season.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All of us saw this in the Habs.
Yeah.
That they could do it. They had the roster to do it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was giving up. I was really sour on them at the end of the season.
Yeah, you were.
We all were.
You,
Yeah.
you said you weren't going to back the Habs.
I know, and then I said, screw it.
Yeah.
What does this mean in the long term? And there's always something you learn from anything that happens in sports, and something you could remember in the back of your mind in the future. This is what you learn. Regular season and playoffs are really two different entities.
They really are.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. They're completely irrelevant or they're indifferent from each other is what they are. Because you look at Montreal in the regular season, you think there's no way they could pull off this kind of run. Hell, nobody had them getting past Toronto in the first round. But you look at the way they're playing in the playoffs, they're playing as good as any team still left standing right now. That's not even a debate anymore. So I don't want to hear this crock of shit from people that they don't deserve credit for what they've done, which is just you just don't like the team.
No, they're legitimate.
Guys, I got Bruins fans. Bruins fans texting me nonstop right now. They're all messaging me saying, "I can't believe I'm saying this. This Habs team is awesome."
Yep.
Wow.
You know,
that's saying a lot.
Yeah, they're just saying they're fun to watch.
Yep. 100% true. And look, they are fun to watch. I mean, they play a great team game. I think, they play good defensively, but it's not like they completely sit back and do nothing. I think they are focused a little bit more defensively than offensively, but it's not like they're trapping all night. They're not doing that either. They're playing the way they have to. I'm not going to penalize a team for playing the way they think is the way we have to win. They're playing the way they have to win right now because they know, I think, and they're going to have to play this way especially if it's Tampa Bay, because they can't go up and down the ice with the Lightning.
Right,
Nobody
exactly.
can.
Yeah.
Nobody can. But guess what? They're playing the kind of style right now that can give them a chance in a series against the Tampa Bay. And certainly, if they play the Islanders, like that is going to be just a muck and grind series.
Yeah, that's going to be a series of 2-1 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If it becomes Habs Islanders, because both of them think right now, especially Montreal is as well. The Islanders think this way all the time, but now Montreal is as well. Goaltending and defense first is going to get us to where we need to be.
Yep.
Mark Bergevin, could this guy be any happier and more, fired up? He's just like on the bench there, hugging everybody, high fives for everybody.
USA already cut ahead. They're showing like reruns of.
Well, yeah, I turned the NHL network.
Yeah,
Isn't that shameful? Just right off the air already, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What are they showing? Like Teen Wolf here? Like
really watching some old car show or Westminster?
No, it's like Buffy. It's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like 2000s version. It's freaking ridiculous.
God forbid
away from this.
Yeah. Let's not have a little 10-15 minute post game wrap up of this incredible series and win by Montreal. Let's just go to Buffy reruns from like 20 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's embarrassing. I'm sorry. It's got to be said. You can suck my peacock. That's ridiculous.
It is.
How about disrespecting, this point in the season we're at with the NHL? It's good riddance. You're right. It's time to bring on ESPN and Turner now.
Yeah, my friend Monica just chimed in. She goes, "Yeah, it's Law and Order. They went right to Law and Order."
Unbelievable.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
How many Law and Order episodes can NBC show?
No.
Everyone 457,000 times.
Right, exactly. Yep.
A day.
Oh man, unbelievable stuff here by the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah,
we'll wrap up in a few minutes. But before we do, we'll get final thoughts. Just to final thought, final word on the night that was, and maybe even a little for Nick. Well, I'm sure he'll say something about what's coming up as well tomorrow night, which is Game 7 between the Islanders and Lightning. But final words are Montreal took this series from the Vegas Golden Knights. This isn't luck. This isn't we backed our way into it. This isn't that Vegas was bad and Montreal did nothing to win this series, which some people are still saying as of right now. This is Montreal buying into a team game, playing as a unit. 5 all times on the ice. I'm seeing 5 players commit defensively when they don't have the puck. They're all getting back and trying to break up plays defensively. The 3 forwards and the 2D. That is a team buy-in right there. The top 4 defensemen have been great. Sherratt, Edmondson, Petrie, Weber gets them on the board with that 1-0 goal to get the game going for Montreal. You're seeing the youngsters grow up, mature, and improve right before our eyes. Kotkaniemi, Caulfield, incredible goal tonight. Lehkonen gets the game winner in overtime. They keep getting better right before our eyes. Suzuki, who's quieter tonight, but he still had a great playoffs overall for the Montreal Canadiens. They're growing up. They're getting better and better, and they've got a great young nucleus moving forward. And, of course, Carey Price, the stalwart, the backbone in net after how many years now in the NHL? Going on 14, 15 now for Carey Price. He will finally, for the first time, play in a Stanley Cup final. And after all the injuries, all the, questions about, what's wrong with Carey Price? And look, we were in that boat a little bit at times. What's wrong with Carey Price? For him to find it and be playing at this level again, pretty cool to watch it. And we're going to be seeing the Montreal Canadiens have the chance to end Canada's 28-year Stanley Cup playoff drought. And, of course, Montreal is the last Canadian team to win it 28 years ago in 1993. So congrats to Montreal. This isn't a night where we say what's wrong with Vegas, what a tough, bad lot. This is time to revel what Montreal's done and celebrate this accomplishment by this Montreal Canadiens team that the entire universe said would lose in the first round of this year's playoffs, let alone get to a cup final.
The entire universe except us.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Let's make that clear.
That's right. I did sour on it, but I never did say I'm for sure Toronto is winning. I'm betting Toronto in that series against Montreal. No way. I didn't say that whatsoever. I said, I'm concerned about Montreal. I think they're going to have a tough time in this series. And sure enough, they just took it from there. To think, too, let's think about this one last time. Montreal.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Montreal was down 3-1 to Toronto. That close. And remember that game 4 that they lost? Actually, game 3 and game 4, guys, against the Leafs in the first round. They were dominated, to be honest with you, in those 2 games. I mean, Toronto just took it to Montreal in those 2 games. And we're thinking, well, here we go, the end of the road for Montreal. And they haven't looked back from game 5 against Toronto. They needed overtime. They were 1 shot away from their season being over in game 5 against Toronto. In the first round. Somehow they win that game. They win another overtime game in game 6. Toronto does what they do. They play a terrible game 7. And then the rest is history. That close. Look how close they were to being out in the first round, Montreal. That close. And now look at the run and the ride they have been on ever since game 5 against the Leafs in the first round. Incredible. It's like a storybook. It's like a fairy tale. You can't even believe this is really happening when you think about it the way it's transpired for the Montreal Canadiens. Incredible stuff. Alex, final thoughts on the night, final thoughts on Montreal winning.
Yeah, I mean, this is what makes sports is so amazing to watch. You have these teams that go on runs in any given sport. And, like I said, you just feel like they're a team of destiny right now. And the way that they're just riding this wave to get back to the cup final, like I said, try to end the drought for Canada as a nation. It's just incredible to watch. Like I said, Carey Price, all the things he's been through in his career. It's just incredible to see. Like I said, if you're a true hockey fan, you have to be, enjoying this moment right now. And, let's just see what happens with, of course, game 7 with Tampa and New York. And then we're either whoever wins out of that game, we're still in line for a hell of a cup final now that Montreal's made it.
You know what tonight's win also means tonight? And this is just as important as Montreal winning. And it's great news, too. I got the weekend off. No Ice Guys shows. I'm trying to get a break for a couple of days.
There you go.
Boy, and I need it. Wow. I mean,
you do. Yeah, you do.
Nonstop for me since like September. Even now, because we've been doing these basketball and baseball shows for other platforms, for pub, and to finally not have the hockey show for a couple of days, Saturday, Sunday. We'll see when the final. We'll definitely be on with you tomorrow because we'll get you ready for Game 7. Islanders Lightning. But after that, we'll probably take Saturday off. We'll take Sunday off.
My guess is that game one will be Tuesday.
I think so. I think that is probably what we're looking at right now.
Guys, I heard it's Monday.
Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
No matter what.
There you go. Perfect. Okay. We'll do a series and game one preview Monday. So there you go. It'll be Friday, Ice Guys, and then we'll be off Saturday, Sunday, and come back on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern. So there we go.
Okay.
But nice to have a weekend free of shows. As much as I love doing it, I need a little break here. It's been a nonstop go work run for me from like September to now, and this next few weeks following the hockey and NBA season are going to be nice for sure. Jimmy, nobody certainly on this Betcast right now is probably happier for the Montreal Canadiens than you. Just tell us what you're thinking right now.
I'm just thinking about hey, my wallet's feeling nice right now, but I'm thinking
too. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah,
I'm just thinking. No, guys, like I told you, I mean, the place has a heart. It has a place in my heart, and I'm just happy for everybody up there right now because, we've all been through this. Not just them, all of us. We've all been through the COVID and everything, and it's such a weird year. And just to see those places rewarded, those fans and everything right now. I mean, and let's face it, guys, no matter how much you hate the Canadiens or whatever team you cheer for, you can't deny a hockey city. And to see a hockey city get rewarded like this, we don't see it much anymore, right? I mean, because there's not too many of them left, right? So it's just really cool to see them get to the final right now and to be able to experience this run. And I'm telling you guys, I mean, it's like I said before, it's Jean Baptiste Day, and I don't know if you guys follow it, but this province is very divided when it comes to French nationalism and the Anglos. And they have completely put that aside from what I have heard from all my friends up there. And it's like everybody is just united. And I think it's great when we can see hockey do that. And that's why I'm loving this run right now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I've heard that too, that, there is that sort of the Anglos in Montreal are against the French speaking part of the city and vice versa. And I think you're seeing that crowd. Like, I'm sure it's a great mix, Francophones and English speaking people in downtown Montreal tonight, just all uniting, coming together for one common interest. And that's the hockey team, the Montreal Canadiens, accomplishing something very special tonight, getting to the Stanley Cup final for the first time in 28 years since 1993. Nick, what did you think of tonight? Incredible game, back-to-back. These game sixes last night and tonight. Incredible hockey games, both needing overtime to decide them. Thoughts on Montreal, a potential opponent for your New York Islanders if they take care of business tomorrow night. But Nick, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, of course, I'm going to give my 2 cents about the Islanders. But first, I'm going to talk about the Canadiens. They've had this magical run. It feels like Carey Price finally gets to make a Stanley Cup. And they did the same thing for 3 rounds in a row. They shut down the other team's best players, whether it was Austin Matthews, Mitchell Marner, or Mark Sharfley kind of did it to himself. But then Mark Stone, they limited Pasquarelli to 1 goal. Like, this is a Canadiens team. They had a game plan. And whether it's going up against Stamkos and Kucherov next in the Stanley Cup or Barzal, they're going to shut them down as well. That's a scary thing. But yeah, this is a Canadiens team that I don't want to play. Like, this is a terrifying team that they have all the momentum on their side. They got that underdog feeling to them. And we can have 2 teams make the Stanley Cup that were underdogs in every series they played, which just shows how great hockey can be sometimes when you don't have these teams like the Dodgers who are major favorites making the World Series, or like in the NBA where you have these huge favorites like we did for 4 straight years. You have Cleveland and Golden State. You don't get that in hockey. We haven't had a repeat winner since the Penguins did it. And like, this is a sport where you see someone new every single year. And that's the beautiful part of the sport. As for tomorrow, if the Islanders win, I've bet my last game for hockey this season. I will spend the Stanley Cup being an Islanders fan and not a bettor. That's a decision I've made now. I will not bet any money on the Stanley Cup at all, other than maybe a small bet on the Islanders to win it. Other than that, if the Islanders win tomorrow night, that'll be an absolute special series. If the Islanders lose, I'll bet the Stanley Cup. But with that being said, this was a great game tonight. I'm expecting a great game tomorrow night, and should be a fun Stanley Cup regardless who the Canadiens get in it.
Well said. There you go. So hoping for the best, but hey, if the Islanders are in the Stanley Cup final or not, we'll still enjoy it either way. I like that thinking. And obviously you're open for the best, but hey, life will go on, win or lose tomorrow night, right?
Yeah,
for the
absolutely.
New York Islanders. That's the way you got to look at it for sure. And we're looking forward to that Game 7, and we will tee it up for you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern on the Ice Guys Friday edition. And then we're off for the weekend. That's all.
Isn't it nice
what a feeling that is for me.
You deserve it, Ian. If there's anybody who deserves a weekend off, it's Ian Macton.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ian Cameron deserves a weekend off.
Yeah. It's a long time coming, that's for sure. But no, I enjoy doing these shows. I love doing these shows. I really do. And I have to be doing them 7 days a week. But no, to get a couple days to just catch my breath and take some time away is nice. But we'll be back, obviously, next week to get you ready for the Stanley Cup final. Great Betcast. We want to thank Nick Earl. We want to thank Terry Edelman. We want to thank everyone in the chat for joining us live on the Betcast as well. Lots of fun. And in case you're just joining us, or you're living under a rock, we've got the Montreal Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final with a 3-2 win over the Vegas Golden Knights in overtime. Arturi Lehkonen with the game-winning goal in overtime. Montreal in the Cup final, first time since 1993. The first Canadian team in the Stanley Cup final since a series that Jimmy covered 10 years ago. The Vancouver Canucks were there in 2011 against the Boston Bruins. That's the last time a Canadian team had made a Stanley Cup final. And this now, Montreal in the Stanley Cup final 10 years later. And now trying to bring Canada their first Stanley Cup champion in 28 years. Congratulations to the Montreal Canadiens and all Habs fans out there. Incredible stuff. That'll wrap up the Betcast. Join us tomorrow, Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of the Ice Guys. For Alex B. Smith, Jimmy Murphy, thanks to Nick Earl for joining us, Terry Edelman as well. Thanks to you guys for tuning in. One more salute there for the road. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Thursday night. Congratulations, Montreal.
Go Habs, go.
Keep it up tonight. Celebrate good times. Come on. Montreal in the Stanley Cup final. And we will be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern on Friday for another edition of the Ice Guys. Good night, everybody.